Okay.
Day.
I was just about to say, like, it's a bit arrogant of you just because you're the #1 trader at Tradeify that you're gonna put you as #1 in there. But good morning, guys. Good morning, Mac. Good morning, Miriam. It seems like now
I'm
I'm the
pretty
only
sure
one.
Miriam's #1 right now, at least in terms of our
Well,
P&L.
it
So
looks like
yeah,
she's
that's
#3. Looks like she's #3 based on
yeah.
the stream. So it's just me today, guys. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you crushed it this weekend, either on the relaxing side or you did something that was really cool. With that being said, now I'm twice on the stream, but this is going to get fixed shortly. And of course, we're going to introduce our one and only, not curly trader, but actually straight hair trader today. Good morning, Miriam.
Good morning, guys. Yes, quite the morning to start off with. A little bit of mini chaos here going on in the background, but we are so glad that you guys are joining us today on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. We got a lot to go into today, especially this week. It's going to be quite the interesting week. We got contracts rolling, we got FOMCs. Just going to be a lot going on. So if you haven't already, though, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Go ahead and like this stream. It definitely helps us get the name out there, get the word out there, so that we can reach more people and provide more value to you guys every single morning. So
Yeah, look who's back. Matt. Matt is here.
Yeah, I want to give a great shout out to Spectrum this morning, who, when I woke up, my alarm goes off at 5 a.m. Central Time, and as soon as I looked at my phone, the internet was out because I'd gotten notifications my security system was down. So the app acknowledged the outage, no repair time. Until about 10 minutes ago, when it said it would be ready an hour from now, which I guess credit to them for doing it a little early. But yeah, literally, I was just behind the scenes. I ran out of hotspot data in the 10 minutes that we were getting ready for the show. And so thankfully it popped right back on. So there's a 50-50 chance I just disappear at some point. But yeah, it's the show must go on one way or the other. And so, yeah, it's been, if I had hair, I'd be pulling it out right now, guys.
Oh, so this has happened multiple times already, huh?
Well, it's natural coming from, a Friday the 13th, as we had it last week. So what better way to bring in the Monday than like this? But also, we hope everyone had a great Father's Day weekend and spent it with your loved ones. I didn't do much this weekend, actually. I read a lot. That's pretty much what I did, which is great. We always need time to just relax. I tell you guys that every single end of the stream. So go do something for yourself that's not trading related. So I hope everyone was able to do something non-trading related this weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah, and shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you, Seer Eminem, looking good this morning. Thank you. I tried a little new makeup this morning. I'm trying a little something up here. I appreciate that. Thank you for the acknowledgement.
We love it. Yep. We're gonna always try to put you guys on your feet on the stream.
By the third hour of this show, I'm gonna be breaking into "I Feel Pretty," so stay tuned for that.
We're looking forward to it, Matt. We're looking forward to it. Yeah. Good morning, chat. You guys are already super active in here. That's great to see, because we got giveaways today again. Besides obviously live trading, besides chart discussions, besides Miriam pulling her hair out because she needs to trade the contract rollover charts. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good stream.
Oh yeah.
Miriam, tell them the story really quick. Why do you hate rollover time?
Guys, these are the weeks that I am not a major fan of in the market. So if anyone doesn't know, obviously every quarter the futures market, the CME, goes through a contract roll, meaning they go to a different expiration date. So you might have noticed that your charts might look a little bit different today, depending on what contract you're still using. Some people are still using the previous contract, and some people have rolled over to the next contract. And so that being said, you're going to get probably you're going to see a jump essentially in your contracts depending on what you're looking at. So I am not a particular fan of these weeks just because there's that middle ground between people switching over and people not switching over. And so that creates some differences in the volume. Now, a lot of people will switch over. Contracts will officially switch over on Monday. Like or I believe on Friday, I think is the official date. But essentially this week will be a little bit wonky in terms of volume. And you guys have heard me talk about volume a lot on the stream. It's something that I look for when I trade. Now, most of the volume is going to be contained in this June contract that we're looking at here on the NASDAQ and ES. So most of the volume is going to be contained in this probably until Wednesday, and then you're going to start seeing more of that rollover to the future contract on Thursday and Friday. Now, like I said, I think by Monday the contracts will be officially rolled over. So again, I'm not a huge fan just because of the volume. I don't typically like looking at different price levels. I know some people are looking at, the future contract, and people are still on the June contract, so they're looking at different price levels. So it gets a little confusing. Again, we do have a lot of things going on this week too. We have FOMC, we still have, geopolitical tension going on in the Middle East as well. So there's a lot of factors and variables. And I say this a lot, but I'm going to say this once more again, just be mindful of your position sizing this week. Be mindful of possible massive swings in the market, and maybe just more fake outs this week. I don't have a lot of conviction in terms of just a steady price action this week. I think it's one of those weeks where you have to be aware of the potential for just some chaotic moves. Not that we haven't already been seeing that already, but just something to be mindful. And I'm trying to, I'm sticking to my June contracts here until next Monday. Actually, I'm going to be switching over. So that's kind of where my frustration lies. And I don't know, Nick and Matt, if you feel that frustration too. Do you guys stick to the June contract, or are you going to be switching over?
I will switch over tomorrow.
You will?
Okay.
Well, I always base it on volume. So if we go to my charts really quick, I actually pulled up a screenshot of the current volume. The June contracts are still trading with about 5 times more volume than the September contracts here. As of today, we have 555K volume on the June contracts and 119K on the September contracts. So for me, I always just go to the CME website, and whenever the new contracts trade in with more volume than the old contracts, that's when I switch. But Matt, what's your reasoning behind switching right away?
As soon as same as you, as soon as the volume changes over, and it's usually either tomorrow or Wednesday is usually the safe day to change, because and again, those volumes are updated after hours. So to me, I'll look at the volume change first thing tomorrow, and if they're 50-50, which they typically are, or even if the September contract is slightly below in volume, I go ahead and switch over. I'll still be on the June contract today. But also make sure you know when your platforms change, or if they change, guys. Some platforms change automatically. TradingView seems to change automatically, I think either today or tomorrow. But yeah, keep an eye on volume. And so if you notice any sort of price discrepancies between what you see on our screen and what's on your screen, I see in the chat, you can switch over today, you could switch over last week. To me, I want to be trading the highest volume contract. And so through the end of today, that will most likely still be the June one, but you're going to see late today and early tomorrow, the big boys are going to start rolling the contracts, and you're going to see the volume increase. It seems to change contract to contract and time of year versus time of year, but typically you will see tomorrow's volume, when we're able to look back on it, tomorrow's volume will most likely be similar or exceed in the September contract versus the June contract.
Yeah. All right. So same logic behind it, and it makes sense, obviously, because you would never want to trade the contract with less volume. It just doesn't make any sense at all. I still wonder. Actually, I do not know. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, or even Matt or Miriam, why is there even such a long period of transitioning? Why is it not just today we trade this and tomorrow we trade the new ones?
Well, I think part of it is because, again, keep in mind how the futures market started. The futures market, when it started, it was not envisioned to be, three people day trading on a live show, and you know, thousands of people watching, and et cetera, and millions of traders around the world trading these contracts. They were basically hedge vehicles, right? And so it depends on what you're using them for. And there's still, you know, market makers will use them to hedge bigger positions, or firms will use. So it's what are you using them for? For us, we're using these for short-term flipping and income generation. That's not always the case. So yeah, big firms, small firms, medium firms will use them the same way we do. But at the same time, you're going to see the majority of those contracts are going to be. I'm sorry, I'm cracking up a little bit at you guys in the chat. I appreciate it. I feel pretty this morning, so it's always nice to have that affirmation. And I don't know, maybe before I got here there was a meeting that everyone compliment Matt today, but I appreciate that. So you know, we are clearly. I mean, guys, this is not. I'm sorry. You know, I don't make definitive statements very often. We're clearly the best looking hosts out there. I mean, let's just be honest. Between the three of us. I mean, it's, you know, you've got, yeah, I don't need to say anymore. You guys know exactly what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, it's something to be, yeah. I'm not even gonna say it either. Go ahead.
Listen, all I'm saying is when this show is done, you've got three hosts out there taking our hot girl walks, and it is what it is.
It is, yeah. Those help.
Nice.
Man.
So yeah, what are we looking at for today, guys?
Well, I wanted to say something real quick, because like when we talk about futures, right, we're talking about, kind of going off what Matt said, we're talking about contracts, right? This is different than trading stocks, right? Futures, again, was a hedging strategy. When you take it back all the way back, right, you're talking about like corn, you're talking about, you know, more of the agriculture side of it. And so when we look at futures, we're talking about an actual contract that has an expiration date. And so, you know, it's kind of like renewing your lease, right? Like your lease isn't, you're gonna have to renew it eventually. So whether you decide to roll over to, you know, roll your lease over to the next lease, or you exit your lease, you let it expire, and you know, you go live somewhere else. But essentially it's, you know, it's the end of the life, right? The contract expires at the end of the life. So people are still trading on the June contract because it's still available, right? But that being said, you know, it's one of those where it kind of forces traders to move to the next contract. And that's kind of why these weeks are a little wonky, because again, like I said, it's whether you're trading the previous contract or not, you'll notice a gap in the charts. And so even if I go show you, you know, for example, ES right here, this is just ES on TradingView. And so this is considered the new September contract price action right here. Now you can see this massive gap that we had. Wasn't that massive, but it was a gap. And this is considering the contract rollover that we had. And so, you know, right here, this is actually a gap that traders take. They'll play this gap. This is called the rollover gap. And I'll usually actually play this gap too, because we tend to see price action fall back into this level, as we do with normal gaps. So this is something that I'll also be looking for when we roll over to the new contract. My issue also when the reason why I don't like these weeks is because I'll chart everything on the actual ES chart or the NQ chart, not necessarily looking for a specific contract. So whatever the you know, whatever TradingView is presenting at the time, that's what I'll be trading, which is why these weeks are wonky, because now my charts, I have to like rechart everything. so that's kind of why these weeks are a little, they drive me a little insane. But this is just what I wanted to show you guys in terms of a gap here, which is a tradable gap. Now, obviously, I'm not saying we're going to get here today, or who knows, right? Who knows when we might revisit these levels. But again, as you can see, what's that level on ES that's in play? It's that 6,000 level. So if you guys don't have a line, if you guys trade ES and you don't have a line on 6,000, put that line on, because it's a very significant level that continues to come into play, and we'll probably see it come into play in the next few weeks or so. So Nick, what are you looking at then in terms of the futures contracts here?
Well, for me, I still currently have very similar levels drawn out here on my chart. If we switch to that really quick, the most important ones, and actually you also see that I took a little pre-market trade here, got stopped out break even. I'll explain in a sec why I did that. However, on the 15-minute, still the same levels here. Remember the one where we had a nice double bottom bounce off on Thursday, right? That was the level. I think I spoke about this level all the time last week, so I'm not going to dive too deep into it. And I still also have this very strong level here at 21,500 down to the 21,476-ish level, which is basically the yearly open, right? And that is holding up pretty nicely. We literally, when we opened yesterday at 6 p.m., we went straight down to that level, bounced immediately, and since then have been going up. And of course, as usual, the previous week high, previous week mid, and previous week low are the levels that are extremely strong. And we see it again, like today during the London session. Actually, that was what we rejected before we then blasted through at 7:30 in the morning EST. So for me right now, what I would like to see is either that we reject this previous month high here, right, which is sitting currently at 21,859 on M&Q, or we obviously blast it and go to the next significant level, which would be almost 22k, so like 21,980-ish. So yeah, if we go down first, then obviously I would like to see it hold 21,730, which is that double bottom level here from last Thursday. What about you guys?
What was that, Matt? Sorry, you said something.
I just said absolutely. I was agreeing with him.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, no, I agree with those levels too. I think right now we're just kind of squeezing in between trend lines. I mean, ES did break the 4-hour trend line here, or is breaking it as we're speaking. And right now, I think what I would be looking at on both ES and NASDAQ is a continuation above this trend line. Now, so that being said, I want to say I am bullish today, just because we are.
Wait, can you repeat that, please? I want this clipped for posterity.
You know what, Matt? Just we're just gonna leave it at that. Okay.
Okay. All right.
People heard me. No, I think Matt just likes to see me say that I'm bullish, and
I do. It's wonderful.
It's one of those where
both of you, I love to hear you're bullish.
Well,
it's the hair change that's what's causing me to say this right now. So guys, I gotta say it though, because we're all here to make money, and we're all here to trade the best setups. But so far right now, it looks like bulls are taking it. It looks like bulls want to break this upside trend line on the 4-hour. Now, if I go to the 1 hour here, we are flirting with this area here. We keep making these higher, we're squeezing essentially, but we are looking more bullish than we are bearish. Now, not to say that we can't completely turn this and become bearish for the day. We have some downside, of course, like we always do, right? Bulls can, or bears can always make room for the downside. But I think what I'm trying to say is, if you are more biased, I would say, at least for me, I'm more biased on the upside. And so the reason I say that too is because, right now, as we're looking at NASDAQ here, we are breaking this trend line. Now, we still have some room to the upside too. We have this 942, 940 level, and then we have the high sitting here at 106, 22,106. So those would be essentially my targets on NASDAQ. Now on ES, what I would want to see on ES, what I would not want to see is us breaking the 6,000 level. Again, 6,000 is going to be that key area. On the 1 hour here on the right side of my screen, we are looking at VWAP also potentially breaking if that continuation happens on the bear side. So for me, I would want to see bulls hold this 59.97, 6,000 area. Otherwise, we do have some room. We do have some room down till 59.65. I would say the 59.77, that's also been an area that we've had some buyers step in the previous couple of days or a couple of weeks. So that would be a key area. And then, you're looking at the 65 level, and I'll just draw these on here for you guys, 65. And then you're looking at potentially the 46 level. And then we have this buyer zone. Not saying that we're going to get here obviously today, or any of this is going to happen today, but just something to keep in mind for this week as we're trading. And then obviously we have this trend line to the downside, which would come into to come into play potentially once we're starting to hit these levels. But again, I'm bullish on the day. I am bullish on the day, and of course, as I'm saying that,
One of us.
completely.
One of us. One of us.
Yeah, so I mean, I want to know that. What are you guys feeling? What are you guys feeling in the chat? Are you feeling like we're gonna go up? Are we gonna go down? Is this gonna be kind of a sideways day? And then I kind of want to know how you're gonna feel for this week. Like, do you like trading these sort of weeks? Is this your first time trading a contract rollover week? I know we're gonna probably put up a poll here in a sec about sentiment, but
I think we already had it up actually.
oh, did we? Completely missed that. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting week. And then in addition to that, guys, we have FOMC this week as well. So there's a lot to be like you need to have your head on a swivel. You need to have your head on a swivel. There's a lot of, again, there's the geopolitical tensions going on right now. There's we got the FOMC, we have contract rollovers. So it's just, there's a lot going on this week that you just don't want to FAFO. Don't FAFO this week.
Yeah, and speaking of, let's take a look at the economic calendar for this week. So no high, and I just got the high level things pulled up here. Nothing for Monday, at least nothing in this country per se. We do get the UK inflation numbers tomorrow. I doubt that has a huge effect on our markets, but still worthy of noting. Then tomorrow we have building permits, housing starts. Or excuse me, we have retail sales tomorrow. That's Tuesday the 17th. Retail sales an hour before the market opens. And then Wednesday's a big one, guys. We get building permits, we get housing starts, and we get the interest rate decision and the economic projections. Now, we'll take a look at the Fed Watch tool later on today's show and or tomorrow. Not a high percentage chance of anything other than staying exactly where we are. And to me, it's going to be interesting. The decision's not interesting. It'll increase some volatility. The markets will pop and drop, do whatever, unless it's a surprise raise or lower. But for me, it's then Chairman Powell's press conference, which if you recall in December and I believe in February as well, was a big market mover, which comes 30 minutes after the rate decision. We also know, because he tweeted about it last week, that there's going to be pressure put on Powell to cut rates. So it's probably a little quick for them to reverse course for the meeting on Wednesday. Does he allude to possible rate cuts coming in either July or September's meeting? So we're going to keep an eye on that, guys. I'll be honest, tomorrow, as of, obviously we're not on at that time, but from FOMC on, I'm not going to trade tomorrow. I'm going to let the markets kind of sort everything out, because between the decision, Chairman Powell's press conference, the inevitable response from the president, it's going to be a lot of chaos. But I think it'll lead to some great markets on Thursday and Friday. We had, I don't know if you guys would agree. I last week I would classify as a challenging but tradable week, and I think we're going to see more of the same this week.
Yeah, the problem is, Matt, Thursday is also a market holiday. So
that's correct. Yeah, no, you're right.
The only trade day to really trade then after FOMC is Friday.
Yeah, these floating holidays throw me off, guys, because we don't have that many of them, right? Usually Memorial Day, Labor Day, and at the end of the year, the Christmas and New Year's, I don't trade a ton during those weeks anyway. But it's this one, and I think it's usually Veterans Day or the Juneteenth and Veterans Day are the only two floating holidays. Somebody can feel free to correct me on that. So yeah, like having these one-day holidays with no half days before, it really kind of throws the week off.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally see. That's another thing. It's like you really you have to be aware of these sort of weeks and kind of ask yourself, if you are going to trade, how are you going to position yourself for the best possible outcome, right? Like, these are already tricky times. You don't want to put yourself in a position where your odds are against you. And trading is already, it's difficult. It's simple, but it's not easy, right? And that's something I always say too, is like, it's not hard to put lines on a chart and, find support and resistance and all that, but it's difficult to trade in certain market conditions. And that's when you have to be aware of that and, honest with yourself about those weeks, because it's not about putting yourself in a position to trade. It's about putting yourself in the best position to trade. And sometimes those positions are are not the best for in certain weeks or certain days. And you get to understand these as time goes on, and getting that chart time in. But again, don't think of it as like, oh, I have to trade every single day, I have to put on a trade. No, you don't. You really don't. And we're on here with you guys, walking through this with you, and sometimes we'll take a trade, sometimes we won't, but we'll let you guys know for sure. It's some days are just risk off, completely risk off, and some days we just don't trade our normal size. Yeah, we'll take a trade because we see something, but it's not necessarily the most convincing trade. And sometimes it's okay to take a risk, but you have to position yourself for that risk. So
yeah, 100% agree with you. Even though sometimes, especially when you're starting out, like, it's hard to not take a trade, because what Matt always says, like, if you're a trader, basically the action that you take in your day-to-day is trading. But what you don't understand as a beginner, or at least that's how it was for me when I started out, was that no position is also a position, right? And you're basically also trading when you're not buying or selling. And that is something I had a hard time wrapping my head around, to be honest. I don't know how it was for you guys, because Matt, you always say that you don't have to trade. Like, did it take you some time to get your head wrapped around this, or was this always like super clear from the beginning?
For me, it was a little easier because I came from a swing trading environment. So I was used to I don't like the phrase sitting on your hands. But so I was used to maybe not doing something in a given day. And you're right, Nick. It's, it's like I say, we have this, this thing in our heads. We're traders. The markets are open, therefore we trade. It's our job. If we're not doing it, we're not doing our job. In reality, our job is less trader and more risk manager. And there are some days, the juice isn't worth the squeeze per se. What today is, well, I think we'll determine what it's going to be here when we open in about 29 minutes. But it's like in other jobs. And again, Mark Douglas talks a lot about this in The Disciplined Trader, where this is unlike any other job, right? My fiance just left for work a little while. She's a fulfillment planner. She will sit down, she will plan, she will do logistics, she will move things around. I don't know all the details of it. But anyway, if she were to just go to work and not do any of that, well, we would become a one-income household very, very quickly, right? So, like, if your job is to, almost all of us have worked in a restaurant at some point, flipping burgers. Okay, your job is to put stuff on the grill and serve it. If you just don't do that, you don't have a job. But as traders, it is our job to not take a trade unless it meets our strategy, and at least I can talk, I promise. If it doesn't meet our risk reward profile, if it doesn't meet all the criteria that we set. I really wish we could call ourselves risk managers as opposed to traders, but that's just not really sexy, I guess.
That doesn't give the nice tune that traders does. But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, that really is. It's funny too, because when I watch these successful traders that are making a lot of money, right? They've been able to create a really good living for themselves, but at the same time, they're actually trading a lot less. And I think as traders, it's really good. And this is not financial advice, guys, but a lot of traders, they realize over time, like, this is a stressful job. It is a really stressful job because it's very what's the word I'm trying to use? It's unconventional in the aspect of it's not a normal 9 to 5, even as an entrepreneur, right? Like there's a risk being taken on every single trade. Whereas with a 9 to 5, like you just show up and you get paid. Sometimes you don't even have to put in the full work. You're getting paid regardless. But in terms of trading, you're putting on risk, and you could even have the best strategy and still be losing. It's inevitable that you're gonna have losses as a trader. So it creates, it's a stressful job, and so it requires not just a lot of discipline, but it requires you to actually be more selective of your trades, especially once you're putting on bigger money and you're one of the top dogs here, and you're making these 5-6 figure trades. A lot of these traders are actually trading a lot less, and they've learned to do that, and they've learned to wait for these optimal setups in order to do that. And so in doing so, they are actually managing the risk properly, right? They're not trading, they're they're managing the risk. So it's a better way of describing trading at its optimal use. But like a lot of traders they don't like that word. It's not a fun word. But that's essentially what we should be always looking for as traders and managing our risks. So
Yeah.
Nick, I think we have some giveaways today.
We do.
I do want to, before we do that, I do want to acknowledge in the chat T-Logic, Matt with the twist of freestyle vibes, creep fast, baby, creep fast. So yeah, and as far as being one of the coldest rappers from Wisconsin, well, I mean, if you've ever been to Wisconsin, everybody's a cold rapper up there. It gets a little chilly and late, but yeah, that's why I moved south. But no, it's Mary, you hit it on the head there. But yeah, absolutely, fantastic response to that. So I guess we've got some giveaways on deck here, Nick. Why don't you tell everyone what we're doing today?
We do. So today, guys, what we're gonna do is 4 100K straight to funded accounts, and we're gonna have different styles of giveaways. We're gonna have marble races, of course. Like, what would Tradeify TV be nowadays without marbles races? But we're also gonna do a bit of a different style of giveaway for the first one. However, in order for us to do those giveaways, we obviously want to get the likes up. You know that already, like that. You know the drill. I'm just refreshing my page here on the side. Let's get us to 200 likes to start the first giveaway, guys. Oh shit, you got merch?
Yeah, no, somebody in the chat said, can you wear the hat in the background? I don't wear a hat. This is just for show. I don't wear a hat on stream because if you notice, my lights are above here. So like I look like I'm stalking somebody in the dark alley.
You look sick though. Leave that on. You look sick. You look like Agent 47, the hitman.
This is more trader after dark. Tradeify TV after dark.
Yeah, Tradeify TV.
Do it for that.
After dark.
Oh man. Yeah, and while we wait for the likes to go up to 200, we're gonna do once we reach 200, we're gonna do the first giveaway at 9:15. So stay tuned for that. But I see somebody in the chat asked for my London session trades. Actually, today during London session, I only took one trade. So if we go to my charts here really quick, it was as usual, bull flag setup here. I was actually going for a pretty high RR. I had a 4.21 on this, 12-point stop for a potential 50-point win. However, I did not get that, unfortunately. Now we're actually sitting right at TP. The price is literally right there. But we had this clean push at London Open, 9 a.m. my time, which is 3 a.m. EST. Clean push to the upside, formed the consolidation. And as usual, once that broke and closed outside, I took the trade for a long here. Almost got stopped out within like 3 minutes. Didn't though, because of I had my stop loss 1 point under that. Then I thought, hey, now I'm gonna get it. I was up, what was that, 14, 15 points. But then unfortunately it did reverse and ended up stopping me out before then ultimately going higher. But it would have stopped me like multiple times after, so nothing to worry about. However, I did take another trade during pre-market here on these accounts that I this account that I trade during the Tradeify TV stream, which was basically the same setup. You see here, clean push to the upside, consolidation. And then once we broke here, I took a long and then ended up moving my stop to break even because I did not like how price behaved up here. And I was already up I think 12, 13 points. So got stopped out for break even +1. And so I'm sitting on 1 loss and 1 break even trade for the day. And I will wait for the US Open, obviously, until I take my next ones.
Nice. Good job on that play.
Thanks. Yeah, I would have been nice if it was.
I got a question for both of you. Here. So probably if we were in court, I'd get called for leading questions. But so like this, so for those that are just tuning into the stream, so I wake up this morning, 5 a.m., internet's out, right? Not even a notification of an outage. 10 minutes later, notification pops up, no timetable to fix, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm trying to hotspot these guys. I wish we could have shown all that beforehand because it was kind of funny, but trying to spot. I'm literally sitting up in my living room. I'm trying to like dodge my dog and keep him away before my fiance takes him to work. And so I'm like, okay, finally, like everything kicks on literally 2 minutes before the show, which is why, I'm running downstairs and turning everything on. So I haven't done any of my pre-market prep. I'm just kind of catching up on some charts, and obviously we get a contract roll. TradingView rolls over the contracts today automatically if you're doing a continuous contract. So I'm a little discombobulated right now. So for me, I'm going to need that probably first 30 to 45 minutes to get acclimated, watch the price action. How do you guys handle any time you have, whether it's something, an internet hiccup, or I know there was a big Tradeify outage, was it last week that thankfully Tradeify was one of the firms that was willing to reset traders for problems that were not even their fault. So kudos to Brett and the admin team here for doing that. But like, how do you guys handle that when maybe the internet's a little slow today, or maybe some issues going on? What do you guys do to either get ready for the day, or do you just kind of really look to not trade?
Yeah, I'm I'm laughing because I feel like people are gonna whatever, it's fine. I don't care. No, I'm very superstitious about that kind of stuff. Like when things start to not work in my favor, I take that as a sign. I take that as like, maybe it's not the day to put on risk, right? Like when nothing is working in my favor, I take it as like a lesson of like, all right, maybe this isn't it. Maybe this isn't your time to put on risk. And I've learned that the hard way because it has happened to me in the past. And, I've had internet connections. I have completely gotten kicked out of my brokerage in the middle of a trade. And there were always signs like leading up to maybe you shouldn't take the trade. And I lost money because of it. And I think, and again, call it superstition, call it whatever you want to call it. But for me, I very much listen to times like that. And not saying, that there's certain things that say don't trade or don't do this, but I think it's more so a lesson in being more aware and just being more selective in what you're doing for the day. It could be trading, it could be whatever. I always say for me, technological issues are always frustrating, right? You can get a bad fill, you could have something happen where you get kicked out of your brokerage, whatever it is. You do have to be prepared for those sort of things as a trader. I think we got a question last week about that. How do you face those sort of challenges? I know traders who have, they're logged in on their phones, they have separate laptops in case some sort of outage happens and they're in a trade, just to be prepared for that. And I think those are the days that if you really do need to take that trade, or you really feel like you need to, make sure you are setting yourself up for not more emotional damage. Another thing I also say is like, just be mindful of what's going on in your day, right? Like if it's just an outage, if it's something going on, yeah, take the time to acknowledge that and be aware that might happen, and obviously set yourself up to, and if you do take a trade, you can get out of it quickly. But it's also, for me, one of my rules is also like, if I'm emotionally charged, right? And when I say emotionally charged, I mean, there's a lot going on around me. There's, family stuff going on. There's a personal matter happening, whether it could be anything, sickness, whatever it is, right? Things that we can't control. That's when I also just don't trade. I don't trade when I'm emotionally charged, because this is an emotional business. And for me, I still get emotional when I'm in my trades. I think you guys have seen part of that, not to the extent that you might, you might have seen it or should see it on a normal basis, but I still get emotional in my trades. And so I understand, like, I don't want to put myself in a position that I'm going to be, like that's going to be exacerbated even more. So, I hope that made some sense, but just listen to your surroundings, guys. I'm very intuitive with that kind of stuff. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but call it superstition or what. I don't mess with it.
Okay, first of all, way too many SAT words in that. Like it's early, and I've already been stressing this morning. Exacerbated. Come on, let's. Like, do you have a word of the day calendar sitting on your desk there that you had to? Yeah. And she quickly tore off 3 of them. I was like, how am I going to work all 3 of these in? But yeah, no, I agree. And actually, it's interesting to me. I find now, if I'm in a really bad mood, like like you said, we all have lives, family, friends, a lot of us have spouses, kids, whatever. There's a lot of things that I talked pretty extensively on the show a couple weeks ago when I had some stuff going on outside of trading as well. to me, I found, and again, because I journal things and all that, I have found I actually am a worse trader when like I'm in a really good mood, right? Like when I come thinking that, no, seriously, when I come thinking feeling invincible, that's when I do the dumbest shit that I do, which is thankfully not often. Actually, a true story. Last year in calendar 2024, one of the worst. I mean, you could say you know the jokes will write themselves, but one of the worst days I had trading was the day after I got engaged. So it was you know of course I'm gonna.
Awesome.
It was great. Everything went perfect. She said yes. I sit down in a great mood. I'm in a great mood, and I did like 2 boneheaded trades right out of the gate. So I'm like, dude, let's just do it, right? And so,
did you blame it on her, Matt?
No, I blame it on me. No, come on. We're not married yet, but I know already, right? I'm not. Well, of course not. But no, it may have just been coincidence, but I have found when I sit down, the best trading I do is when I just sit down. I'm not in a bad mood, not in a good mood. I'm just ready to go. And that's actually been a little bit of a challenge the last few weeks, not only with the change of routine in the morning, which I've talked about, but I genuinely enjoy doing this show. I genuinely enjoy interacting with you two and our behind the scenes team. So like I'm sitting down in a little better mood most mornings. So I got to be careful. And again, I know it sounds stupid, but it's one of those things that over the years when things are going the best for me outside of trading, they tend to not go great in trading. I don't know if that's the universe trying to balance things out, or I don't know if that's just my, me being an idiot or whatever, but it's one of those weird things.
It's the same for me, honestly. Whenever I feel great and invincible, that's when stupid shit happens. But I mean, you know what, to go from this more like negative topic to now a more positive topic, let's actually do the first giveaway, because we're over 200 likes here. And we're going to do a giveaway for 100K. So 100K straight to funded account, guys. You know the rules. As usual, you must have liked the stream. So click the like button right now. You must be subscribed to the channel. And once I will drop the keyword, it is not dropped yet. Once I will drop it, you can only type it once in the chat, all right? Not multiple times, because if you type it multiple times, you will get disqualified, okay? The first one is not going to be a marbles race, but we are going to have marbles races later on. Everybody who is subscribed for a bit of time now knows we love marbles races. But the keyword is FOMC for the FOMC week. So FOMC in the chat right now to win 100K straight to funded account. Let's go.
As the screen is scrolling, there's a great question from Trader's Nest there to all of us. How do you balance fundamental analysis with technical analysis for NQ? I'll just say this, and then I'll kick it to Miriam here. I think the fundamentals always trump the technicals, literally. Sometimes, like we know this, but the fundamentals, we have no edge there. Retail traders have zero edge in the fundamentals, because even if it's just 3 or 4 seconds behind, and probably most cases much more than that, we are not on the level playing field with the institutions. As far as technical analysis, which again is nothing but price and volume and all the derivatives of that. We don't have an edge over the big boys, but we're getting the information at the same time they are. That's why technical analysis is so powerful. So for me, it's I always stick with technical analysis, but I acknowledge when and where the fundamentals are going to impact things. I don't know if that makes sense, but Miriam, that's I think the best way I can answer that.
Yeah, no, 100%. There was really not much I can add to that other than the fact that, I mean, yeah, you really don't have edge in the fundamentals. Now, there are traders that I know that trade fundamentals. They'll look at, I know a lot of traders that trade the earnings, for example, on options for certain companies, right? I don't recommend doing that, but that's an example of a fundamental catalyst that you can see. But when we're speaking in the realm of where we're looking at in this market sentiment, fundamentals have very big factor, or they're very, very big. They play a very big role in this market. And so that's why I say you really have to have your head on a swivel. Now, technicals for me is it's always going to come down to that. I think if you have good technicals, if you have a good strategy when it comes to that, you're drawing your support and your resistance zones the way that you should. I mean, if you're a good chart analysis, I think you'll still have a really good chance of being a very successful trader regardless of the fundamentals. So, but it is something that we do want to be mindful of, definitely in this market climate. So
yeah, that's for sure.
I think we're ready for this giveaway in a bit, right?
We are, and shout out to Ray Dalio. We have him in the chat here, trying to win a 100K straight to funded account.
Y'all are creative with your names. I'll give you that. We had J Powell's burner account last week.
We have so many funny names here. It's great. All right, yeah. Let's actually pick the winner, guys. You can stop typing, and we're gonna pick one in 3. No, actually, no, Matt. We need you. Sorry, Drew already clicked. We already have the winner.
We have the winner. Yeah, no marble race. This first thing this morning.
3 to 1 bomb bam. All right, you're going to do the countdown for the marbles races after. But the winner is 6. Congratulations. Make sure to type something in the chat so we actually know that you're here, so you can claim your win. And by the way, 6, also make sure that you add your email to the YouTube channel description so we can actually reach out to you and send you your code for the free 100K straight to funded account.
That's a few $100 worth of value right there. That's like, man, this Brett's been generous these last few shows.
That's how we start Mondays, right?
Had somebody checked on Gandalf? Does he have him like tied up in a trunk somewhere so he can do all these giveaways?
Our boy Gandalf had a really great futures
oil trade.
Crude trade. Crude has been obviously popping off due to the tensions overseas, but yeah, if anyone was long future or long crude, I don't know why I keep saying futures, long oil futures or crude, you're winning for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Gandalf can definitely pay those giveaways with that, so we're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, we have currently 9 minutes and 28 seconds until market open. So Matt, I don't know if you got your charts open yet due to the internet error.
Yeah, everything. I'm like I said, I wouldn't say I'm comfortable just because I didn't do a lot of my pre-market analysis and routine, but I've got everything pulled up and I'm ready to go. I'm definitely going to set out the first 15, but it's I am ready for the ding MFers here in a few minutes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that's my favorite part of the trading day, honestly.
That's what we need merch. I need a ding motherfucker hat or something.
Dude, a ding motherfucker shirt, hoodie, and hat. I need everything.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna wear the hat though.
We'll get that merch. We'll get that merch soon. I know Brett's
I've actually seen Brett post on Twitter asking for merch feedback from the community. So the merch is we're starting to build out some pretty sick stuff, guys. Stay tuned for that. It's gonna drop, I guess, rather sooner than later.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the first drop that doesn't look like something Banksy put together, but we'll see. Well, I heard the classic, just like company logo merch is already ready. So the ones that look like Banksy designs, they are exclusive drops that also come with exclusive perks. But more about that at a later stage once that's actually ready.
Yeah, we'll see. The Tradeify logos, like as is really clean. So like anything they can put that on, I'm all about.
True, the holy 3 candles. That's what the Tradeify logo is. Love that. We need a Tradeify TV shirt as well.
And it's fun, like the hands on the logo are like this. If they were a true trader's hands, they'd be like this. You know, everybody praying for the trade to go in their direction. So
true. We need like an M&M Tradeify TV logo merch.
We need a logo. We need an M&M logo.
Can somebody in the chat design an M&M logo, but not like the M&M logo,
this
more
is
like
your chance to get
Tradeify TV M&M logo. Let's see.
We've already had some creative people design some things for us in the past, so this won't be the first time, that's for sure.
Yeah, except all of that is now invalid because you changed your hair, Miriam. That's
this is why my man loves being with me, I'm sure, because he gets to date multiple different types of women.
So like if like the morning after you did this, like is he wake up and you're faced away from him and he's like, oh shit, what happened last night?
He's like, wait, who is this?
Who is this?
Yeah,
Miriam's gonna kill me.
No, do the different hairstyles come with different personalities, or how does that work?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. I think that just means being a woman in general. You tend to have that, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun week, guys. It's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know. We'll see. It's been a while since, obviously we only get them once a quarter, but these contract rollover weeks are ones to take notice of your style of trading, and how well or how poorly you do end up trading these weeks, because they can test you. They can test you, that's for sure.
I can't recall a week quite like this one where we've got some big economic news. We have FOMC, and then the day after FOMC, we're off. So it's a midweek holiday. You know, again, there's only a couple of those floating holidays, federal holidays during the year. So yeah, so everyone just be careful. I think we're gonna, honestly, there's nothing I think that could happen today that's gonna surprise me. I mean, barring, you know, a 4 or 5% move in one direction or the other. This could be a slow range chop day. This could be a smooth momentum up, momentum down day. I don't have any really preconceived notions about how today is going to go. So, and again, you get 30 minutes in, then you got an ATR. You've probably got your first move out of the way or lack thereof. I think that'll tell us a lot. I think the 30-minute opening range will tell us quite a bit. So we'll definitely have to check that out. So I do want to ask here, guys, as we're now just 5 minutes from the New York Open, if anyone is watching Tradeify TV for the very first time, if you could wave at us or say hello or yes or one or just some sort of something simple in the chat, we would definitely love to shout you out. Where's my crystal ball? It's behind me. It's on a lower shelf. You just can't see it. So. And I got to keep it covered. Otherwise, Sauron's looking for me. It's a thing. I just, you know.
Imagine.
All right,
somebody
Mash, hello.
Waving
hello. Skirt tag, hello. First timers, we love you. Keep coming back.
And everybody who's regular here, of course, we love you even more. Like, come on. This is, I think, Six, the guy who won the first 100K straight to fund it today. He's also a regular. Saw him multiple times already, I think, or her.
Yeah, guys.
Well, and guys, this is totally random, but our regulars win quite a bit because they're here every day and they're signing up every day and playing every day. So I told you guys, like, we are slow but steadily growing. We are going to be very, very big, very, very soon. So take advantage of the fact that, you know, you can come in here and only have to compete with a few hundred other people for these giveaways. Pretty soon you're going to be competing with a couple thousand every day. So take advantage of it while it is.
Oh yeah. Mariam, what did you want to say before?
I'm laughing at Deadbeat. Deadbeat is just kills me with these comments.
What if we were a regular? Well, you need more fiber in your diet then, brother. That's it.
That's what I was gonna say. No,
I hit 40. I got that talk from my doctor.
No, we love seeing new faces. We love seeing the old faces. We love seeing everyone in here every single morning vibing with us. And we've already hit 12.6K subscribers, guys. We started the stream, I think, sub 7. So, and we didn't start very long ago.
No.
Once upon a time, it was only less than a month ago.
And by the end of this week, we're only going to have 2 full weeks because we've had, we started on a Thursday, then we had a holiday, and now we got a holiday this week, and we've only had 1 week where all 5 of us are together for all 5 shows. So, we started this show pretty quickly out of the gate because when they brought us on, the behind the scenes team had been working already for quite some time. So, we had scheduled things and kind of working through some stuff. But yeah, it's I miss the chat. I miss you guys when we don't have a thing going on. But yeah, it's just, stick with us. We are coming for that #1 spot. Do not doubt us.
Oh, definitely. That's without a question. But also, I want you guys to lock in now because we have 2 minutes and 21 seconds until market open. For now, we just have barcode action, but it's good that we get the Tradeify TV barcode action out of the way before market open so we can actually move after. That's going to be nice.
Jonathan, I got to wait till hour 3 to bring Dr. Phil back. It creeps out Miriam.
Yeah, you do that way too well.
Oh, you should ask my fiance because she made a comment about it that she was watching when that was going on, and so I did it quite a bit as she was unpacking last night, and I think I really creeped her out.
Yeah, she's like, we're not doing this.
Which just makes me do it more. I mean,
right, I'm sure. Yeah, naturally. Well, this is gonna be quite an interesting open. Matt, I guess I didn't get yours. Well, Nick and Matt, what is your sentiment for today? I
gave mine. I gave mine. It's just Matt missing.
I'll let you know in about 5 hours.
Yeah, okay. When it's done.
I would say cautiously bullish for the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's see. If I would like to see a retest of this trend line, honestly, here that we had going on since Wednesday last week. Because it broke this morning during London session, or like a bit after London Open, like 4 hours after London Open. So if we retest this and we hold it, I would love to see the bulls take over, honestly.
Well, it's interesting because we are rejecting this trend line here on ES currently, which is not what I really want to see. I think for me, I'm probably going to be looking at ES more today just because I feel like the levels are a little bit more clear. Now, we do have this level on the NASDAQ, though, that I do want to shift everyone's attention to. If you can switch to my charts, Drew, we have this level here on the NASDAQ at 727, 730 area. And, you know, for me, this is going to be not just in confluence with VWAP, but this is going to be the level that I actually look for us to hold. We do have a ways, of course, you know, to get there. But I think if we break this level, keep a lookout for potential continuation to the downside.
5 seconds.
3.
So that's just something I'm looking for.
2, 1. Ding, ding, motherfuckers. Here we go.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. You just made my day.
That's awesome.
I want to see a VWAP test. I don't know if we're going to get down there, but I want to see a VWAP test.
On NQ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that level for sure. And then watch this 60-30 area on ES is gonna be a key level as well, that I would want to see bulls break above. And that's also Friday's high. Look at that.
What a coincidence.
What a quinky dink.
Quinky dink? Is that how you call it?
Oh yeah, it's a Western thing.
Pretty strong push here, 40 points right from the open.
Is it a Western thing or a Southern thing? You're confusing their accents there.
I think it's all the same, don't you think?
All right, this stream is already turning into something else, man.
It's an hour in on Monday, guys.
50, 60 points now, almost 60 points up. Actually, we did 60 points up right from the open in 2 minutes. Like actually 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Bounce off the +1 standard deviation band there.
We might break the 60-25 level. Normally I'd be interested in taking a long here, but I'm gonna be patient today. I'm gonna wait.
That would be a similar long that you took last week.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm waiting.
Well, in this area on both the ES and the NQ is exactly where we rejected on last Wednesday, up here, kind of at that 22,100 level.
On NQ, this is also previous month high here. So 21,859, I think. Yeah, 21,859 is previous month high. So be careful.
Yeah, I think I'll just wait for more of that 15-minute. I'm gonna be patient on this, guys. 21,900 has some sellers on NQ. So if you're already in this, that would be my target.
This is ripping. What the fuck?
What's new, guys?
Yeah,
what's new?
Like almost 100 points within the first 2.5 minutes.
You know, it's so hilarious because, you know, obviously the markets do not give a crap about any retail traders, like we've gone over this, but it's hard not to think there's a market maker somewhere going, those 3 guys on Tradeify, are they in a trade right now?
Yeah.
Are they in a trade right now? They're not. Rip it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually so for me, what I would be looking for is, I mean, let's see what they do. It's only been 2 minutes. It's barely been 2 minutes. But I want to see how they're gonna how we're gonna handle this candle. I think for me, I'd be concerned about this 60-30 level on ES. NASDAQ is gonna be, can we hold and sustain above Friday's high, which we're flirting with right now. But again, I think I'm gonna wait for sure. I always like the downside. I know I was talking about being bullish, but the downside looks just more fun. It just looks more fun.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, Miriam.
You know, we want what we want, but at the same time, is the market going to give it to us? We don't know. But if we do come into play with this area right here, the 740, I would say 740 to 730, I'm going to be watching very closely for a short. But again,
Yeah.
we might not come that.
I still see a bit of confusion in the chat for people who were not here for the pre-market wake up. Like, make sure that you're trading MNQM or NQM, not NQU or MNQU, because MNQM still has more volume than the new contracts. M is the June contract and U is the September contract, and June still has more volume, so trade that for now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think midweek is usually when I'm gonna look at switching over.
That's we'll probably start tomorrow and Wednesday's show looking at that volume that Nick put up, and like I said, I make sure now TradingView automatically switched everything over already, but like the other stuff that I trade, my personal stuff, and like Sierra where you have to manually enter everything, I will switch over probably midday tomorrow actually, or once I know I'm done trading for the day, I will switch over so I'm all ready to go on Wednesday.
Let's see. Now we got our usual TTV consolidation here for a minute.
Yeah, to address the chat, guys, there's nothing wrong if you switch over to the U today. Like I said, TradingView has as well. But you're going to see, again, just be aware the volume in that contract may be lighter than the M contract today, and you're going to see different values for it. So if if you're looking at a screen and it's, oh, wait a minute, that's 30 points. Just be aware of that. And again, it only happens a few times a year, but just be aware of it. In reality, you can trade either contract, but if they're at different levels, there may be some different technicals. Just be aware of what you're trading and make sure the contract that's in your dome or your order book or whatever you're trading, if you're not trading on a chart, is the same one that's on your chart.
Also, I'm dropping a link here in the chat for the CME Group website where you can always see the volume for each contract.
Oh, that's super helpful. Okay. Yeah, I think for the upside move right now, like I said, we are flirting with Friday's high on NQ. ES still kind of has a ways to go. We have about 6 points to go on ES before we even reach that high. But I'm gonna be a little more patient on the upside move. Obviously, if we get a pullback here and retest these trend lines, that would be something indicative of me to possibly put on a long trade. But for me, I wouldn't be super. I don't know. I'm looking at the price action right now, and it's too early to tell. But we have a lot of congestion here at the top as well. So that first target is going to be that 900 level, and I just feel like, I don't know, we're gonna have to get a lot of juice to get through that, and I don't know if that's the week to do it per se. So that's why I'm again being extra patient on this. We still have a lot of day left, guys. It's barely like 7 minutes in.
We just started.
Yeah. But
nice
I think
price action expansion to start the day though, so that does give me at least a little bit of hope that in the next 15-20 minutes as I ready to go here, that we see again some sort of move, counter move, etc.
Yeah, I think let's just see what happens. We don't have any news today, so nothing to be mindful of on that, but we'll see. We will see.
Let's see. Actually, I just checked here. The first 5-minute candle had more volume on the new contracts, on the September contracts, than the June contracts. On September contracts, we had 22K in volume on MNQ. And on the June contracts, we had... Oh, damn, now I need to move this all around. But on the June contracts, we had only 14K volume. So let's see how it plays out throughout the day. Just be mindful of it, just check it from time to time, see which has more volume throughout the day. And then if you want to switch.
While we're waiting this morning, and just to engage the chat here a little bit, guys, anyone, any dads in the chat who grilled yesterday? I want to hear what you grilled.
Oh, man.
And as we said, for those that came in a little later, a happy belated Father's Day to all the dads there.
Daddies.
Let's see. Good old TTV barcode.
Ooh, brisket.
Grilled my phone. Hope not.
Oh no.
Oh, you boys got your new keyboard, Don. That's great. Got to have good tech to get your trading done.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
No, Andre, I'm not going to say that again.
I honestly, Miriam, I didn't want to say anything, but
I was going to say that got clipped.
I knew for a fact that somebody's going to comment on that.
We've got the best chat. We also have the thirstiest chat, I think.
Oh, yes.
That's 100% true.
Y'all are funny.
I love that, Tanner. I love that answer, Tanner. Yeah. That's the correct answer right there.
Yep, love that.
Steak and sweet corn. It's 6:40 in the morning where I'm at, but that sounds amazing.
Doesn't it though? Oh my God.
Well, the day of time doesn't have to do anything with what you can or can't eat, Mary. So it's like, even if it's 6 in the morning and you crave corn and whatever they had here, go for it.
You only live once. That's how I see it. I'm the kind of person that'll go to a restaurant and I will order dessert first.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, Matt would for sure order some Cracker Barrels at 4 in the morning. Do
you have any idea how many Cracker Barrels I drove by this weekend? Oh my goodness, it was, and I saw it too late, but there was an exit, and I'm going up over under the bridge, and I looked to the left, and I couldn't get my phone quick enough, and I'm driving, and it was construction, but there was the middle of bumfuck Illinois, there was a Cracker Barrel right next to a Panda Express, so I thought of both of you at that point.
Did you not take a picture? Like,
I tried. My phone was my phone was connected to the car, and so I put it off on the passenger seat. So anything I need to do, I can do on the screen. And yeah, so I couldn't. I was in the left lane, passing somebody in a construction zone, probably going way too fast, and so I didn't want to reach over. And by the time I saw it, it was literally behind me. So I did see the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile on the way back, though. I did get a picture of that.
Wow, I think I've only seen that once.
Yeah. Nice. Actually, guys,
of them, I think, though.
Guys, I'm switching over contracts now. I just checked the second 5-minute candle also had more volume. So okay. I expect it to continue like that. Just so you're aware what I'm doing here, guys.
Yeah.
Just gonna switch to the current contracts. So which are the September contracts. And that's gonna be annoying because now I need to chart everything again.
Yeah, that level on ES that I was talking about is going to be 6080, which we did actually tap. So 6080, I think you can start looking for longs if we do clear that 6080 level on the September contract. And again, that same level on the June contract is going to be 6030.
Yeah, so on the September contract, we're sitting above 22K already, by the way, on NASDAQ, which is always a very significant level.
You know what? I would also, this is a contrarian trade, and it might even be a hero trade, but I'm going to be watching this 900 level if we do get there on the NASDAQ. If we're starting to slow down on volume, I might consider a short.
What a shock.
Right? I told y'all, sometimes the bear just wants to get out. We'll see though. We'll see what we get. So the volume right now, you said is trading higher on the September contract.
It's trading higher now on the September contracts. Yeah. It wasn't during London.
Yeah, it must have been just now when we opened.
Oh man, the barcode. So Yeet is asking, or Jeet Singh is asking, no position, why? And I saw him already asked before, no one plays any trades. Yeah, man, it's like we're not hammering the buy and sell buttons like crazy. We take trades when our setups present themselves, and if they don't present themselves, well, we don't take trades. And we discussed plenty of time, even today already. It's like, if you don't see your setup and you don't execute a trade, that's also trading. Just being in no position is also a position. So stay patient. If you had a setup already, great, take it. And if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. That's cool. But if you don't see your setup, don't just take a trade because you want to take a trade. That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially on a Monday on an FOMC week, a holiday week. I mean, again, like I said, guys, rushing. If you take a loss first thing Monday and it was a good setup, honestly, that's, you shrug it off, you keep going. But if you do something dumb, and I say this as somebody who did plenty of dumb shit on Monday mornings. If you do something dumb to start off the day on Monday morning, and you blow an eval, or you blow a funded account, or you take a huge loss that puts you really behind the eight ball in terms of getting a payout, guys, that can wreck your week, right? Like again, losses are fine. Dealing with losses are fine. We all have to do that. But if you get into a trade you had no business getting into to start your week, again, I think I know, because I did this plenty early in my career. You're setting yourself up for a stressful week that is probably going to end even more red than it began.
Oh yeah. We're actually 28 seconds away from forming the 50-minute opening range. And I believe, Matt, you said after that you're going to start looking for trades, right, today?
Probably, yeah. Let's see. Again, it would not be a Tradeify TV episode without some barcode action, so we'll see how we... Skater. Turbo skate. Yeah, next thing you know, they're going to say stop losses are a good idea. He's got some good comments. I'll give him credit there.
That's funny. Buying pressure is starting to pick up here on book maps. Maybe just on this candle here, but we did get a decent volume order come into the buy side.
And we're done forming the 50-minute opening range, which is on the September contracts from 22,011.75 to 22,098. There's your buying pressure.
There is that. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a pullback. We're too close to that. Oops, what am I doing here? We're a little too close to that 900 level on the NASDAQ for me to consider going long. But I'm gonna watch this area. I'm gonna watch this area for a potential short, guys. I'm gonna watch it. Especially what I'm seeing here. I don't really like seeing these pushes in volume, or pushes in buying, but then no significant volume following it. Yeah.
All right. A little peeking out of the 50-minute opening range. Let's see if we can hold and actually break out. Friday's high sitting about 40 points higher than where we're at now. Patience game.
Yeah, we do have the opening range here. Do you wait for now? Do you look at the opening range on the 1 minute, Matt, or Nick? Well, I guess Matt too. But what do you look for, and how do you set that up? Do you wait for the 5 minute to close? Do you wait for the 15 minute to close? Like, how are you looking?
Yeah,
at that?
I don't. So for the formation of the 15-minute opening range, I'm obviously just waiting for the first 15 minutes. But then once we get a breakout of it, here's what I would like to see. Let's say to the upside, for example, if we where is it? There it is. So if we break out here, right, what I'm waiting for is some sort of a consolidation, aka a bull flag, and then I'm going to take the bull flag break, right, and I'm going to set let's say my entry was here. I'm going to set the stop loss below the consolidation, so below the bull flag, and then target usually anything higher than 2 to 1 if I take it normal size, but usually targeting anywhere between 25 and 30 points. However, last week I got a nice one with 60-point target. That was good, but I only took it with 3 micros. But yeah, that's the setup I'm looking forward to. And basically, if it goes to the downside, just flip the setup. It does the same.
Lots of selling pressure coming in here, guys. This is what I mean by this area, this 900 area on NQ being a pretty strong area. We could obviously bounce here. I think this is where I would be looking for us, the 840s on NQ, and that same level on ES is going to be the 520 or 6020s. So if we bounce here, this could be a nice potential entry, but I don't like this top wick. I want to see how this 5 minute candle closes. So if you guys got short there, congrats, you got at least 50 points out of that.
Yep.
So yeah, I generally look at the 15-minute opening range as well. So we did, and this again today is one of those weird situations. We actually got a 15-minute or breakout, right, and then almost immediately retraced, and now we're basically, I mean, you know, even with a 30 handle stop loss on that breakout, you were probably stopped out. So again, it's also kind of understanding the price action beforehand too. You know, we've been it's been a little, as Miriam would say, wiki. As we get ready for the to close out the first 15 minutes. But yeah, it's decent price action. I agree with somebody in the chat. We may, the next couple of days up through FOMC may just be mean reverting days, which is okay if we're getting some movement, right?
You see that? Did you see that pump?
Yeah, we just popped there.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying, guys. Be careful. Yeah.
Well, and we've had some. It's been some weird kind of pulsing price action both to the downside and upside just on this candle. So that tells me I don't want to be in anything on this candle. I want to wait for this one to close out.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this one to close. We got a lot of volume.
Wait, on what time frame are you talking, guys, to close it out?
5 minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
5 minute for me.
Got it. I feel that's always so confusing to people that are watching, because for us it's so clear what time frame we're looking at, but then for them it's like, oh, what are we looking at? We're waiting for a candle close, but are we looking on 1 minute, 5 minute, 50 minute, hour, 4 hours? What is it? So we did close outside here on the 5 minute. Barely though.
Yeah, that was a random spike that we got there.
Yep.
We also have a gap fill to fill on the SPX. Actually a pretty decent gap that it is actually in right now as of 60.25. So when I talk about gap fills here, guys, we do have some room on ES then potentially. I mean, SPX has about like 20 points to the upside. So ES could essentially move in a similar fashion to the upside as well. So let's see what we get. I mean, we're looking at like Thursday's highs are sitting at the 60.50 area, which has also been a key level of resistance on ES. So we are also approaching this 900 level on the NQ, which still has some relative sellers on there. So we might get, honestly, this kind of looks like it might be setting up for a slow grind up day, which they're not my favorite sort of days, honestly, but it's, you know, whatever pullback you get, you could possibly get in for a long, but it's also, it's not even 10 a.m. yet. So
Nope.
let's see.
Yeah, we've only been here for 20 minutes now, 21 since market open. Plenty of time left.
It's felt longer than 21 minutes, but okay, since the open, yeah, now that makes sense.
Yeah. Imagine since we started, we're already on since an hour and 21 minutes. So
yeah, Dorman, I see you talking about patience, and like you said, I think a few minutes earlier, may go take your dog for a walk. Yeah, if you're the type, and I am this type, that will talk yourself into a trade if there's nothing readily available, then yeah, just walk away for 5 minutes. Go take a couple of candles off. I mean, what are the odds you're going to miss a huge move? Not big. And if you do, guess what? There'll be another trade.
Right.
oh yeah, always. Especially when the market is open 23 hours a day for futures, so there's plenty of opportunity every single day.
For you junkies in America that want to wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning to trade.
Oh no.
I guess that's the benefit of living in Switzerland.
Yeah, you guys do have a great time. I do wonder what I would be like trading on that time frame. I feel like a lot of traders that I've talked to, I think even Big Gains said something similar when he was on our stream as a guest, and he was talking about like when he travels to Italy or somewhere in the UK or in the European world, he tends to trade better. So I always thought that was really funny. Pretty interesting. Yeah, we're just kind of flirting with this area right now on the Nasdaq. ES is above its Friday's high, that 60-30 level. Though I don't like that Nasdaq is still at this, just still not able to get above this 900. Again, it could be one of those like slow grind up sort of days. But honestly, guys, I'm really not like too, nothing's pushing me to get into a trade right now, especially at these levels that we're at, because the moment that you get in for a long, for example, with no sort of pullback, then, of course, it does something like this.
Keep talking, Mariam. Keep talking.
No, I will. I mean, if you guys are long, I can keep talking. So
Also,
Pushing
guys,
right
keep in
into
mind
this.
G7 this week as well. That kicks off today, and it's in Canada, so it's like on our time schedule. So any comments from any of the North American leaders, obviously, as we're negotiating trade deals with them, just be aware any statements could pop out at any time.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not the price action. I wanna see.
Also, guys, while we're waiting for setups, how are we feeling about doing our first marbles race for a 100K straight to funded account in like 5 minutes at 10? How are we feeling about that, Matt and Mariam?
I love it. I'm here for it.
I'm always down for marbles.
But let's get the chat to 500 likes first, guys. So the stream, I mean, like the stream, get it to 500 likes, and we're gonna do a marbles race for a straight to funded 100K account at 10 a.m. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's go. Interesting.
That was a nice push here.
I don't know. Something tells me not to trust it.
Well, I mean, we're now sitting at Friday's high, so let's see what happens there.
We've seen quite a bit of reversal moves after 20 to 30 minutes of the market over the past month or so.
Yeah. We are getting a move up, though. See, the thing is, it doesn't make sense to me. We're getting this buying coming in on lower volume on the Nasdaq, which doesn't make any sense. This is the kind of market that I am mindful of. If you're in a long, congratulations, because this buying pressure keeps coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the list of things that could cause some erratic price movement this week is, well, if we're going to take a quote from the movie Top Gun, is long and distinguished. So let's
yeah,
let's be careful.
Yeah, SPX also almost done filling that gap. It has about less than 10 points here. So I like to use a lot of different areas of confluence when I'm looking at, these moves, obviously to the downside or the upside. SPX is something that I do look for because we do have these nice gaps that kind of give us a more visual idea of what's going on in the market as well. So I would look for a potential like maybe 10 to 15 or 20 points left on the ES if you're long, which is still a good target. You can get a really decent movement to the upside. I think that would put us in confluence with the high of this area right here, the 975 area on the Nasdaq. But that would probably be my target if I was in this still. So you do have still some room to the upside, especially the 60-50. If we can clear the 60-50 level on ES, I think we have some room continuing to the upside. We're getting these very decently nice candles on the 5-minute. I mean, we've only seen like a few red candles on the 5-minute since the open so far. But that 60-50 level on on ES is what I'd be looking for in relation to this gap fill on SPX, that we still have some room to the upside. And that was on Thursday's gap. So if we clear that 60, if we clear this gap, we also have some room actually to the upside as well. But strong candles looking here on futures so far. $2,200 is also going to be
also SCR THET 69 says, I use opening range break on the 15-minute, perfect entry at 952. If you entered the 952 candle, you're a monster, man. Congrats. That's a great trade. That is a great trade. And people were saying that there was my setup. I saw it, but I wasn't convinced enough that this is actually going to play out. Entry would have been at 9.53.
See how they do at the 60-50 level. Some selling is coming in on here as well on ES. ES looking a little bit more weak than NASDAQ on this candle.
It's a pretty big 4-hour candle too.
Great kind of question comment there from Candle Surf. Says, why is every day not that day? Not the price action I like. It's been great bullish. Can you guys explain what it is you're trading, the strategy been since day? Well, if you've been here since day one, you've seen us make quite a bit of trades. So it's really kind of a change in mentality, and maybe there's times we need to phrase some of this a little better. But bottom line is, the best traders will sit here all day and talk themselves out of trades, especially trades that don't meet their criteria or their strategy. When I can't talk myself out of a trade, that's how I know it's probably a pretty good setup, right? In fact, I talked a little about that with the trade I think I took on Friday, I believe. Or maybe I just did it in my head. You know how that goes. But no, I mean, I will say this more because again, I've been trading for quite some time, but for all three of us, our struggles early in trading are only a few years behind us. We're, none of us are 67 years old and we're street traders 40 years ago. Our new trader struggles were, in my case, a decade ago, and for these two, just a little less than that, right? So they're close enough that we remember them. And again, guys, it's one of those things that you will see inexperienced traders sit there, because this is what I did, and talk themselves into trades all day long. Mm-hmm. Experienced traders want to talk themselves out of trades. And for the trades we can't talk ourselves out of, we're going to take them. So if that's kind of, and one of the things in this show, guys, I think that we try to bring you is as much authenticity as possible. So very often, like now, we're going to go stream of consciousness, saying what's popping into our head, so you guys can hear the mentality and the whole kind of mental step-by-step getting into a trade. So, for example, if we make 5 or 6 trades in a week here, that probably means there were 30 or 40 that we thought about but didn't take. So the majority of trade ideas that pop into my head, I'm not going to take them. So yeah, no, I know you weren't digging, Candle. That's why I answered the question. If I thought you were digging, we would have just blocked you. So no, you've been, I've recognized your name. You always ask good questions. So no, nobody's taking that personally. So yeah, it's just the mindset. Again, the Disciplined Trader, guys, is a mandatory read. Mark Douglas talks about a little bit of that, where, if traders ignoring red flags to get into trade. So if there's any kind of red or even yellow flags, we're not going to get in. Guys, we got, 100 potential setups in a given day. Why would we not be picky? Don't settle. Guys, in life, don't settle. In trading, don't settle. Don't settle for a partner. Don't settle for anything less than what you really want to do and what you can afford in any given position. Trading's the same way. Get out there and don't settle for mediocre trades, because a great one may be right around the corner.
Right.
Yep. And also, guys, we need 16 more likes for the first Marbles Race giveaway. We're going to do a 100K straight to funded giveaway. So make sure to like the stream right now so we can actually do that Marbles Race. I've been waiting all day for that. I've been waiting all weekend for that first Marbles Race.
Nice.
B. Westbrook, welcome. Welcome. Always glad to have you. Yeah, I don't know, Josh. Trading in the Zone, Discipline. Listen, I love Mark Douglas. I can listen to his talks all day. Trading in the Zone and the Disciplined Trader are very similar books. He gets into very similar concepts. It's just sort of presented in a different way. And as good as Mark Douglas is, his writing style is a little like rambling. He will keep coming back to the same points, like kind of without making new ones. And he's a trader and an amateur psychologist. He's not like a writer. So I'm assuming he had an editor and people that help him, but don't focus on that. Focus on the content. So you read either one of those books, can't go wrong.
All right. Yeah, we just surpassed 500 likes. I'm just setting up with Drew, our amazing producer in the background. Shout out to Drew, so that we can actually do the first Marbles Race. It's gonna be funny.
Let's go.
Just let me explain the rules already, guys. Okay, in a minute or two, I'm gonna drop a keyword. Okay, that keyword is not out now. That's not the keyword. I'm gonna mention a keyword, and once I do, you have to type it once in the chat, only once, okay? If you type it more than once, you're gonna get disqualified from this. The first 300 people get entered into the marbles race, so you gotta be very, very quick, okay? As soon as I drop it, you have to make sure you put it into the chat. You have to like the stream, you have to be subscribed, and then you automatically get entered. So I think we're ready on the back end for this. So the keyword for the next 100K Tradeify the giveaway is TTV for Tradeify TV. TTV, all right? TTV in the chat right now.
I loved Marble Madness. I played that growing up, Robin.
Marble Madness.
That was a hard game on the original Nintendo, man. I think like 8 or 9-year-old me learned some of his first curse words playing that game.
All right. Chat is broken. Sometimes
Oh,
it
there
doesn't
it goes.
refresh more because it goes too fast. Somebody actually put in caps lock, "It's not out now." That's not the keyword. Oh man.
Our chat does have a sense of humor. I can appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it.
Boy, I really want to key up a mean reversion trade here, guys, but this is one of those weird, slow, steady grinds up that which 10 years ago used to be the way the market operated almost every day, and now it's the exception rather than the rule. So love to get a big selling wick on a candle, maybe kind of a gravy, almost a graveyard doji setup, and then follow that up with a nice bearish candle, and let's see if we can ride back down to VWAP. I don't know if we're going to get down to VWAP today. We're way above it right now, especially on the U contracts here. But I think mean reversion is going to be the name of the game this week, at least until we get to FOMC on Wednesday.
I'm actually potentially looking at a bull flag here. I do not really like the risk to reward, honestly, but let's see.
60-50 is also coming into play here on ES, so just be mindful of that. Almost done filling that gap on SPX as well, so we could put a nice little wick into 60-50 and then completely reverse. So
yeah, no, I'm not gonna take this. Don't like the move. I'm
gonna be actually waiting on a potential reversal here, guys. I don't want to enter anything long here. I don't like the risk to reward, especially that we are I don't like it. I don't like it. That's all I gotta say. I don't like it.
If you don't like it, don't take it. That's fine. Same for me right now.
Yeah, if you would have caught that, I know some people did, but if you would have caught the opening range move, this would have been a nice move to the upside. I just wasn't convinced on it.
Yeah, same. All right, guys, you can stop typing TTV. It doesn't do anything anymore. We got the first 300, and we're gonna start the first marbles race here shortly, as soon as Drew, our producer, is ready.
Lots of selling coming in here, guys. Lots of selling.
I'm glad I didn't take that.
Yeah. I'm just noticing today is one of those like random pops on, whatever. We'll get a random push and then a random selling order come in. I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing. It just feels wonky. It just feels wonky today.
Well, and that's important. Even if there's a big drop or pop, you're not participating in it. Again, if you're just looking at the price action and just not feeling it for whatever reason, right? That's we don't trade on guts or intuition or anything like that. But there's some times where your head is telling you that there's something going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something that or something that doesn't make sense, right? I'm not saying this price action, this is just, it's doing what it's doing. But in those cases, it's okay, guys, to just take a step back and say, you know what? Like I just answered the question. It's it's only the trades you cannot talk yourself out of are the ones you should take every single time. If you can talk yourself out of a trade, especially fairly quickly, it's not one you want to be in.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, we're ready for the marble race, guys. Let's do one. Because we have
guys,
more.
If is this your first time on the stream, make sure, number one, and I know that you might get this late if you are not locked in, but please make sure that you are watching this live. Make sure you have that red dot next to the live button. And so, we just want to make sure we're all seeing this, because this is gonna be fun.
All right, Matt, we need your countdown.
All right, let's get those marbles started in 3, 2, 1. Let them go.
Oh no, the stream is gonna crash because of that. this is another crazy one. Remember, guys, only the first place for this one, only the first place will get a 100K straight to funded account. All right, we have Big Frank in the lead. We have B. Westbrook in the lead. We have Edwin Rods in the lead. We have Hilda in the lead. Darren in the lead.
Wait, no, you need to come on, Nick. And they're off. And we've got so and so in the lead, and coming up in the rear, and then passing them on the right, and pulling away. Is he? Come on, you gotta kick that voice, the race announcer voice up.
You do it. Go for it.
I can't. No, I don't have the monitor pulled up. I can't even see it.
I feel like all of these are always a depiction of some sort of insides of some sort of alien.
This is
yeah. We got the colon last week. This must be like the circulation system.
Yeah. An artery of some sort.
Artery, yeah.
Oh man. All right, Chris Trying Things is in the lead right now.
Chris Trying Things. We like it.
Tall Man in the lead. Arjun in the lead. Ooh, tough race, but we have a winner. Xuan Seng, or Xuan, or yeah, Xuan. I think Xuan Seng is a pretty good pronunciation. If not, I'm sorry. But you just won 100K straight to funded account. Congrats. Make sure to type something in the chat right now so we know that you're here and you can claim your free account.
Well, if that's a circulatory system, our alien just had a stroke.
Right above Earth.
Type something really quick. Come on.
You got 2 minutes, or else it's gonna go to Arjun.
Yep. We wanna give you 100K straight to funded account. I'm monitoring the chat here closely. Peter, you're not Xuan.
Yeah, make sure.
Jesse James, don't get greedy, man. You already won twice. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh man, Xuan, you there? XUAN.
You have 1 minute. We're counting down. We got to make sure, because we don't want people just typing in here and then piecing out. Like, you guys got to pay attention. So we're giving you less than a minute to respond.
Little blue saying, I will legally change my name for a straight to funded account.
That's dedication right there.
Oh man, I think that person's not typing. Oh man.
Womp womp womp.
Who was second?
Arjun was number 2.
Arjun, yeah, let's pull it up again. Arjun, you're second, so you won. Congrats. Xuan didn't.
Dang, what a way to lose out on a funded account.
Yep. Yeah. Arjun,
imagine like winning and then not responding. That's wild.
That is very wild.
Arjun? Oh,
Arjun?
I see him. He's in there.
Is he there?
Yeah, I saw him.
Oh yeah, nice. Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
You won a 100K straight to funded account. Make sure that you put your email address into the YouTube channel description so we can actually reach out to you and send you the code for the free account, all right? And for everybody saying, let's run it again, we will do more of those today, trust me. We're going to do more marbles races, so stay tuned. Make sure to stay on the stream. Make sure to like it. Make sure to be subscribed. And we're going to do races. But Price was stalling for a minute here for us to actually do the marbles race, and now we're pumping again. The Bulls are in control today, looks like.
Yeah. I wasn't anywhere near to get close to getting into a trade, but I was starting to eye a couple of levels around the +1 standard deviation, which I'm on the U contract, which are down about the 120 to 125 area. I was starting to say, okay, if we get here, looking for a setup for a potential short, and then sure enough, then we rocket back to the highs. So.
Yeah, this is looking to set up for a really a grind up sort of day. In which case, not my cup of tea, just because every time I look at something like this, I'm like, there's times where I could have gotten in, but how much more room do we really have? And we have some room to the upside here. But again, I think the 60-50 level on ES still needs to be held. and we keep sort of like flirting with it and not being able to get above. This level here on the NASDAQ is going to be that 975 area. We could, like I said, we could continue grinding up. I have this trend line. I am watching this trend line, guys, because the more that we continue grinding up, the better the trend line break tends to be. So that is something that I am looking for on my charts. Let's see.
All right,
Nico, I don't even know where to go with that, brother. This isn't Love Line, so I don't know what to tell you here.
Matt's roses.
Probably because you had the Dr. Phil voice on before.
She broke up with you. She tried to break up with you via text. Just text her back. What are you doing?
Just text her back that you won like 100 points on NASDAQ or something.
All right. Girlfriend. We're actually sitting in that zone right now that I marked out before we started trading. When we actually did the pre-market wake up, zone sitting between 22,168 and 21,193 on NASDAQ on the September contracts here. So I'm wondering if we're gonna blast through this like we have blasted everything today, or if we're gonna reverse here. So I'm paying close attention to what price is doing here on the 1 minute.
Before I answer Nico's question, Nico, I gotta know, how old are you? And approximately, you don't have to give your exact age, but how old are you approximately? And how long you've been with her? I mean, if you're 30, you've been together 5 years, you need to kind of figure this out. If you're 23, you've been together like 2 months, I think this answers itself.
I like what Ice Matcha Coffee King says. Yeah. Your new girl is named Tradeify, and she's the smoke show.
Yeah, damn right.
I love it. RJ. You know what? Sometimes I feel that too. When will this crap market return to normal? I'd rather work a normal job.
No, you wouldn't, RJ. Take that back. Normal jobs suck.
Sometimes that's the feeling. I'll admit.
He says trading is not a normal job.
Well, I probably wouldn't. No, I wouldn't last. I mean, long.
24 for a couple of months. Come on, man. All right, I'm not. Yeah, no, sorry. We're moving on.
You're old
now.
enough. You're young enough to be Matt's child.
I'm glad you said it, Mary. All right. I'm glad.
All right. All right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe if high school was really entertaining, but
yeah.
I didn't mind high school, but it wasn't that fun. You know what I'm saying? So
we don't know what the school was like back in the 70s. So
shots fired.
I told you I'm gonna roast you a little bit more today.
Yeah. Where's that guest? Don't we have a guest today?
Oh man.
Oh, be nice. Man. I'd make a short joke, Marion, but I'm afraid to go over your head.
You know, I've heard it all. That one included.
And isn't your fiance like 7'1" or something?
He's 6'5". So pretty much. It feels
there
like
7'1"
sometimes.
Oh man. All right, I might look
wedding
for.
Pictures are going to be fire. I'm looking forward to that. You're gonna have to be on a box.
If we don't, guys, sorry, real quick. If we don't trade lower than 21,173 on that 1 minute candle, and we actually break the bull flag to the upside, I would take a long here just for a breakout trade. But let's see what it does.
All right.
Sorry, I interrupted the program.
Ice Matcha. Matt, did your carriages have 4 wheels or 3? We're curious.
Yeah, no, I saw the comment. I was just ignoring it.
Ice Matcha Coffee King, we're best friends. I don't know if you know that yet, but yeah, we're besties. So
no, so Leia there, yeah. So I graduated high school in 2000. So those like she's right. The late 90s, before cell phones, but like after basic technology, and back in the Napster days, so all the music was free. That was awesome. I did enjoy. I did have fun in high school. I did enjoy it.
It is something to note, though. I mean, it's funny because like, you know, we talk about these different generations and how honestly, like, no shade to Gen Zers, but like there's a reason why Gen Zers look a lot older than the millennials, because us millennials, we were used to being outside with no phones, and the only way we know how to go back home is when the lights turned on. That's your form of time. And so we weren't used to staring and screen sucking and, you know, looking at this, you know, we weren't even used to this was completely something new to us. Like being able to be a trader even wasn't even something that came about until less than a decade ago, right? And so even just how the technology has changed and how the quality of life has completely changed too. But it's, you know, we're all jokes here, but I love the fact that I grew up in a world where technology wasn't a thing yet. And now we're experiencing the best of both worlds, essentially.
All right, I'm in along, guys.
Okay,
right.
Nick is in along. Yes, I had Winamp. I remember Winamp.
Yeah, you needed $25,000 to even be able to trade futures.
Yeah. Well, you still do for pattern day trader and stocks and options.
Right. Yeah.
That's
But
never
even
really been a
futures-
thing in futures. Yeah.
Futures wasn't as accessible as it was up until like even less than 5 years ago. I think 5 years ago is really when they changed that. It was recent.
Yeah, dial-up internet. Yep.
I can still hear the noise.
Yep. Hey,
That'll
guys, there's
forever
actually a
be
great
ringing.
question in the chat. SR Flip is asking to all the hosts, what was your 9 to 5 job before trading, and what made you decide to quit and pursue trading full time?
So I was actually, I had a lot of random things. I was working in operations. I worked for a powerlifting federation. I did some copywriting. So I was I have more of like a writing background than I do a trading background. But that's kind of where I started, was doing a little bit of that. I used to competitively powerlift, so that's how I got into the whole powerlifting scene. But then, you know, I kind of switched over to trading because I got introduced to it by a friend. I was like, ooh, this looks kind of cool. So that's how I got into trading. And
It's true, actually. It's why Miriam and I are best friends. When we first met, she just body slammed me without saying a word. So it was,
yeah, I just benched Matt, and then that was it.
I was there. It's true.
Well, really, actually, they both just like slightly side benched me, but
Do we have that picture somewhere? Can we do
think we
some
do.
Drew magic and pull that picture up? Maybe Drew's just gonna go like, yeah, fuck you, Nick, right now.
he's like, I'm dealing with too much shit in the background. I'll have to find
Drew,
it. I don't know.
the one that where Matt and I are carrying Miriam in the studio.
I put on some weight for you guys on purpose. I knew that was gonna happen. It was
Can we get the
bulky.
push? Can we get the bullish push here, or did I just start the consolidation again?
Yeah, it's you're in. Yeah, of course. I don't even know why I was gonna ask. Are you in Nasdaq? Because Nick doesn't trade ES.
no, he doesn't.
What is he at?
Yeah, exactly. Who is she? We don't know her.
I'm loyal, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
More
you'll
than
get a
any of
text. Nick will get a text from his girl. Who's this ES?
Oh, Lord. What
I'd
was
rather
your?
stick with nasty Nasdaq. Matt, what was your 9 to 5?
Oh man, I was the same way as I did a lot of different things. I did some part-time teaching and coaching. You know, I'd wanted to coach in college, and so I was kind of putting together a resume along those lines and trying to make, you know, doing a lot of networking and connections. And I kind of fell out of love with it, to be honest with you. It's not you know, I loved the actual coaching practices, games, all that. I was a basketball coach, but outside of that and all the you know, all the other bullshit. And, you know, once I started to crack into college, I had a glimpse of my future of moving every 2 or 3 years while you work your way up the chain. And I just didn't want to do that. And I didn't want to do it for 35, 40 grand a year, you know, and uproot, you know, family and all that. It just wasn't worth it to me. And so I started to look at other things, and I kind of found my way into trading. And thankfully at the time I had been, you know, single, you know, engaged now and still no kids. So I didn't live like, you know, like I live now. So I was able to put a lot of money away and start trading, and almost had to go back to it because I blew a lot of money in that first 6 months. But thankfully it worked out, and here I am. But just never really, I guess it was a little aimless in the years before that, until I kind of found a purpose with this. And, doing a show like this, or in past places I've been, I've done some individual trader coaching, kind of like Coach Tank does, not at the level of him. But, so that I found fulfillment and rewarding in that. And we've talked about on this show how lonely trading is. Right. And I'm a social person. So it's nice to be able to get that fix from talking to people and doing shows like this and interacting with all you guys. But it is what it is. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like I'm going to be top tick Nick again today.
Oh, no.
Nick Wick in full action. Well, that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you take the setup and it works out, and everybody's like, "Oh, this was a fucking amazing trade," and then sometimes it doesn't work.
I don't know. I wouldn't give up on this one yet. I still think we're close enough to 22-2 that it may want to tap that.
Of course, it's like it's never over until it's over. It's just looking like it right now. Let's see. Fidget spinner time.
What are you targeting?
21 to 18 on the September contract.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right, 30 seconds left in this candle. You may go high a candle. I think if you do, you've got a really good shot of hitting your target on the next couple of candles here.
Let's see. I think Drew found the pick. It's guys, it's raw, it's unedited. That's why the colors are weird, but there you go.
I'm just living life right now. That photo. Like, yeah.
Whose idea was that?
Queen of Tradeify.
I don't even know.
That sounds like a Brett thing. I think that was Brett. He's like, pick her up, guys.
Yeah, just do it.
By the way, I got a bone to pick with our backstage people today, because Nick, you were down in Florida with us, backstage background Nick, and even he took a couple of pictures. We didn't get any of Drew. I think the next time we do something, we need to get producer Drew there. We need to get some good photos of him.
Drew wasn't there. Man,
I know
next
Drew
time Drew has to be there too. Yeah, Jesse Roner, we're fighting right now. You're in the short, I'm in the long. May the better man win. Or woman.
Or woman.
Drew is saying he was still scrambling in setup mode, trying to make everything work for Tradeify TV while we were having fun.
No, really though, Drew is like the MVP for sure. I mean, you guys see us live here, you guys see us interacting with you, but this would not be what it is without our guy Drew. We're gonna have you on here, Drew. Somehow we're gonna have to create some sort of way for you to be able to produce and show your face on the stream.
Oh, that would be sick. That would be sick.
Because he doesn't get the credit. we need to give him more credit for making this happen.
Well, we shout him out every day. Let's not get his head too big here.
Drew is a very level-headed guy. I don't know if that would happen. I need to know his zodiac sign though, because maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Are you into that shit for real?
I was going to be a little more diplomatic than that, but okay.
Wait, are you into that shit?
So thanks for tuning in for another edition of Tradeify.
For real, like, you know what? We're not going to go there. Nick just completely. Oh, Lord. You know what? You're probably, I know exactly what you are.
What? What am I?
Not any of the good ones.
Well, which one am I? Tell me now.
Oh, Lord. I think we talked about this when we were, we'll be right back. I think we talked about this when we met. Well, Matt has a birthday coming up.
We'll be right back while Miriam flies to Switzerland to beat Nick's ass.
Well, she probably won't win, actually, so.
Tomorrow might be cutting it close, but on Wednesday, Miriam will be body slamming Nick live on stream as we all watch.
I like Chris's comment. Miriam doesn't trade in retrograde. That's exactly correct. And when Mercury's in Gatorade, then we don't trade that.
Oh man, oh man. Can we finally get that push to the upside, please?
What's your entry at? What's the?
22,188, literally where we're sitting right now.
We're getting some buying coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
I got you, Nick. Watch this.
Ooh, not bad, not bad. A little pop, a little pop.
Yeah, it didn't really work. That's all right.
Can you
That
do
would have
more
been
of that?
awesome, though. Like, we would have clipped that and we would
Imagine.
have saved that for forever
Ooh,
if that happened.
that clip
In fact,
would have.
I'm going to
been
do it every 5 seconds, and our background team can just clip it whenever it. That would be about as honest as some of the streaming traders out there, wouldn't it?
Do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, just a little like 20-point push, please, and I'm fine.
I'm okay. You guys are funny.
And Nico, no, I'm not from Germany. I'm from Switzerland, actually.
Is your
But
last
yeah.
name German?
Yeah, it's Germany.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, in Switzerland we speak 3 languages, but I don't speak 3 languages. I only speak Swiss German, and High German is what they call it. But the last name is German. Yeah.
Do you speak
Okay.
English, too?
No, what's that?
In this show, we speak American.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trading the New York session.
Damn new, yeah, that we can't count on those
I
people.
draw to
in New
speak. I
York.
draw to speak the UK accent. Yeah.
Those fancy city slickers.
It's time for a cup of tea, actually.
Spot of tea. We're gonna have, speaking of spot of tea, we're gonna have our boy Asanka, trading coach here at Tradeify, coming in tomorrow as the guest.
Smooth
Tank
transition.
tomorrow.
That
Cannot
was
wait for that.
smooth.
Look at that,
Hey.
Drew. Oh, Drew is on it.
Look dapper
He is
as
on it.
fuck. Look at that dude right there. He
Just
is
right in the
allergic-
middle of
he-
Nick's screen. I fucking love
He is allergic to losing trades and buttons on his shirt.
I love it. I love it. I think he
You know
came with,
this
like,
show
an
goes when I have
avatar.
zero
No, he
prep
didn't.
time before it. It just goes off the rails so quickly.
I love it. Yeah, so he's gonna be on tomorrow. If you guys haven't heard him on the show yet, you're missing out. You're totally missing out.
Oh, yeah,
you don't
big
wanna
time.
miss this one.
You said 218 is your target here, Nick?
22 to 18. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Chris, take it easy, man. Have a good workout.
Nice.
All right, I'm moving break even now because of that little push. Break even meaning break even +1.
Got to get that push back above 200.
Yeah, I'm watching this area here too on book maps. The 980 level. I know it's in line with this 200 level, but 980 is what I would want.
So you're now risk off then, Nick.
I'm risk off, yeah. I'm
Okay.
break even +1.
Cool.
nice.
Cool.
I mean, you certainly wanted to go hit your profit target, but isn't that a great feeling? Like when you've gotten enough run, you can drag to close to break even. You know, I mean, you go a little above. Sometimes I go right break even or a little below. But like basically at that point, barring an act of God, you're not going to lose on the trade. You could just sit back and let it do what it does.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate because I had a loss today and I had a break even trade. And whenever I do have more than one break even trades, I'm like, you know. But let's see. Maybe we get the push. Maybe.
Do you have any specific rules on that for yourself, Nick? Like I know my rule is, 2 losses in a row and I'm done, but what are your rules around that?
Depends how I feel, honestly, because sometimes after like 2 break evens, I still feel great, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me take another setup if it presents itself. And sometimes I'm pissed, and then I just stop for the day. So it's more of like how I feel internally that makes me either continue or stop.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to short this right now, but
Do it. Let's fight. Do it.
Lindsay said, "Let's fight." I'm watching these orders on book maps, but this buying keeps coming in, so probably.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm eyeing a short at some point because I think that's where the value is. But right now, since basically the open, we've had basically one candle that I would classify as a bearish candle. There's been a few red ones, but yeah, I would have to see a little bit of a pullback. What I'd really like to see is a breakdown to the +1 standard deviation band. We have not really tagged that in the last 40 minutes or so. I would like to see that tested because I think there's a trade either way off that. I think there's a long or a short off that, but it depends on how quickly we get to it. If we just sort of drift down to it, I'd probably look for a long. If we go with a little volume and a little energy, I might look for a short. But right now, I don't, I mean, Nick's got something that's going pretty well for him, but I don't see anything. To me, again, and this is just for me. Like, Nick's in a trade, he's risk off on this trade, so he's either going to hit his profit target or be break even, and that's fine. For me, I don't trade longs up near high a day. I just don't. For my strategies and the type of setup that I'm looking for, the value's not there. So,
yeah.
Also, Leah is asking, how can you get yourself to not trade when you're pissed? It's so hard. Yeah, I mean,
walk
honestly,
away.
Regret from the past. Because I told you that story where I made 200K within 16 days on my first set of funded accounts. And then I lost 140K of it within 1 day because I traded after a loss and I was pissed. And then I was pissed even more. And I learned from that mistake, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Also, I see here in the background, Brett Simba is in a fat short here. Yeah, fuck you, Brett. I'm going to take that long. It's mine.
Oh, I love that. Brett, we gotta get a response out of that.
So we're down to 2 hosts on the show today, guys. That's
I'm fired again. Sorry. I'll leave.
He's been fired 3 times in the last week. That's amazing.
That's great.
No, honestly, I feel like this is actually going to calm down. So I'm just making jokes about tearing up. Let's see.
Lord.
Getting fired compilation. Yeah. Give it another week or 2. We'll have like 10 of them. Okay.
I had to do it, guys.
Oh,
I had
Now I know. Well, now I want to know, Brett. What's your target on this, and what was your entry?
I think he said he needs a fat short here. He didn't say he's in one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I thought he said he is in one, because I was like, where did you get confirmation for a short here? That would be weird. But okay, I see it now. All right. Apologies, Brett.
He hasn't sniped back at you, so he must be in a meeting.
Yeah.
Or he's preparing the termination letter.
Or he's queuing up all his stuff to jump on stream and go after you.
Yeah. All right.
Should we do another marble trades? We still have more accounts to give away today.
Yeah, we still have 2 more. We still have 2 more.
All right, guys, get the stream to 650 likes. We're gonna give away another 100K straight to funded account. Do it. Smash that like button really quick. Subscribe to the channel.
Do it now. Let's get to the chopper.
You Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Arnie. Servus.
I'm just here to see Nick make money.
Your impressions are on point. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give you that.
It's insane how long my trades take recently during a US session. It's like this one again. I've been in this since 16 minutes now.
I got filled on that short.
Ooh, okay.
22,201 is my entry on MNQ here.
Yeah, now that I'm getting stopped out because of you.
I'm sorry.
Just because of you. Nobody else, just you.
There it is.
I'm out actually. I'm break even.
Why is it not showing up on here? That's so annoying.
So this is sort of different than some of the we have a couple. I think we showed them. We have a couple of pictures from the photo shoot where Nick is holding Miriam and I back, like we're like going for each other's throats. I feel like I'm the referee today. Like you guys are,
I woke up and chose violence today.
Yeah. You're Swiss. You're not allowed to choose violence.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised you take a position long or short on any given day.
I trade sideways.
All right, I am taking profit off here. I'm going to take a little bit off. I'm going to take half my position. There, it filled on that. Let me see if I can show my orders. There we go. All right, I have my buy stop here. I'm going to change that I'm gonna move that a little. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, I'm in
What was-
10
what was your
micros left. I took 25 micros on that.
All right.
So I'm in the profits here. My target, the rest of my target is going to be here at 21.74 if we can get down there. Otherwise, I will stop out.
And what was your entry on that, Mary?
22.201.
Okay.
That was a good entry. Wow.
Yeah, good entry. Great
That was
entry.
really good.
Thank you.
Very nice.
5 more here.
And what did you say was your target? Sorry.
Getting some buying pressure. 22.177, but we're getting some buying here that I don't want to say. So I'll be in the profits regardless. I'm about.
I just saw.
What's
I
that?
just saw background Nick update my profit to minus 2.7. Yeah, fuck you, Nick, too. Come on.
Dang.
Oh, shots fired. I'm leaving.
I had to. I'm sorry, Nick. I had to fade you.
But that's a good short. Honestly, like that entry was fire. That was really good.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm break even. Minus 270. That's break even. So if you get your TP, I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I might get stopped out on this, but we are holding. But that's fine. I don't mind it. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. But that's my target. Right now, let's see. If we go to the 5-minute, yeah, this is the area that I would want to see. Well, I don't want to see bulls hold this 21.83. That is actually where I took 21.89 was where I took profit. But this 8.3 level is not what I want to see. Eventually, I would want to see us come down below this 173 area. But probably get stopped out on this, and that's okay.
While we wait, I just gotta say, Nick, are you all right today, man? Like you're like you're handing out fuck yous like it's nobody's business today. I just want to make sure.
For real?
Maybe,
I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I just,
maybe I am pissed now because I got stopped out twice. At break even.
Dang.
Come on.
I just got stepped out of that trade, guys. And it's probably gonna dump here.
But you were break even as well,
no,
right?
I didn't get stopped out. I still have 5 more.
Oh, nice.
I still have 5 more.
Stopped out of half?
Apparently I didn't send my buy stop order correctly because I'm still in 5 micros, which it's literally rejecting where it stopped me out, and now it's probably gonna go. All right, well, at least I was in a little more. Nice. So I'm gonna target this area here. I'm gonna leave that buy stop at 199. I expect a flush here now. I do expect a flush here on the 2-minute.
Might be coming. I see. Gotta get below 170, I think, on the U contract here to get us some movement there. There's a lot of chop between kind of the 210 and the 175 area.
Yeah.
Actually, Yasir called it out here in the chat, Miriam. He said you have 15 contracts, be careful, and your stop is just 10 contracts.
Yeah, clearly I can't math today. It's a Monday. Clearly I can't math, but...
What's up today?
I don't know what's going on.
Hey guys, we just, I think we need 4 more likes and we're at 650. That means we do another marbles race.
Oh my goodness.
That cheers me up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. That cheers me up.
Let's see. I might actually configure this differently. By 2. Let's do it like that. And then I'll do 1 runner. There. All right. Let this run.
Do you usually sing to make your
I do.
Nice.
I'll sing a lot. Yeah. It doesn't ever make sense. But
we got 650. We got 650. So, guys, are you ready for another straight to funded 100K account? We're going to do another marbles race. How can you enter this? Well, very simple. I'm going to drop a keyword very shortly. And once I do, just make sure to type it once in the chat. Don't do it twice. Don't do it 3 times. You're going to get disqualified. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed, and you automatically get added. Now, the first 300 only get added, okay? So be fast. Once I do drop that keyword, I need to just get confirmation from Drew here on the back end. And then once we have that, we are ready. All right. So in order for like to cheer up Miriam's trade here a little bit, the keyword is Miriam TP, all in one word, okay? No space, just Miriam TP. Let's get it.
All right.
Is it case sensitive? No. Miriam TP. I just entered myself.
It feels like it's saying like toilet paper.
I just entered myself. I want to
You entered?
I actually wanted to type it out.
Yeah, if you win, we're never going to escape the rigged allegations.
Yeah, exactly.
At least I win something today. Not the minus 270.
That's awesome.
I actually just wanted to type it out for people to see how it's...
It's probably going to stop me out as we're doing this. Because it's really close to.
Come on, Miriam TP.
Nick's like, yeah, you stop me out. I got something for you.
Yep. Just got stopped out of these trades.
On. I said Miriam TP, not Miriam SL. But that was break even, right?
No, that was a little below. That was a little below break even. So
Okay.
I profited
So
324 on this trade.
Got it. So you get to buy a matcha today.
Ah, I do. Not unlike last time.
unlike me, I have to wash the dishes to get a matcha.
Not the dishes.
All right. As soon as we do have the first 300, I think we already have the first 300. Do we?
I think so.
Do we?
Do we?
I'm so looking forward to Coach Tank again. Is he coming on tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He'll be here tomorrow.
So that's the highlight of the week for me.
All right.
I think when Coach Tank comes on tomorrow, I'll wear the same shirt. I'll just be like this.
100%. Can you please do that too tomorrow, Matt? Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I love it.
All right, Drew, as soon as you're ready, feel free to pull up the marbles race. We want to see the marbles go. And Matt, as usual, please go for the countdown.
And we are ready to release the marbles in 3, 2, 1. And they're off.
I feel like we're in a unicorn's intestines right now.
It's always inside something. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, these things are trippy. Like, I don't know what drugs whoever was designed these was on. And usually I'm like, I don't know what you're on, but I want to try some. I don't want to try these. I don't.
It might be more fun if we just, take some edibles before the stream next time, and we can give it a go.
That'll go well.
Let's see. We got Marlo P in the leads. We got whoa, this is going too fast. Holy shit. Now it's teleporting.
What?
What? Fossil fuel music in the lead right now.
Drew picked some wild ones today.
Yeah, Drew is on something. Big Frank in the lead. Fossil fuel music second. Mario. Oh shit, this is way too fast. Big Frank in the lead again. Woo, doing the loopings here. Oh, I was in the lead. No, don't do it. If I win,
no way.
Second place gets the.
That would be wild if you actually won.
It would be so funny. I was in the lead shortly, actually, but I'm glad I didn't win. We have another winner. It's great. Oh, I'm actually placed 10. Let's go. I ranked 10.
Nice.
Top 10 marble.
In the words of Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Pick that off my bucket list. I'm ranked 10 in a marbles race. All right, Marco Morganti, you are first place. You're winner of the 100K straight to funded account. Please make sure to say something in the chat really quick. We want to make sure that you claim your win.
Nice. Congratulations.
Is he there?
No, I haven't seen him.
Oh, I thought you saw him.
Marco. We're going to start setting timers on these things. So we want to make sure you guys are paying attention. So Marco, you have
There
less
he
than
is.
2 minutes.
There he is. Congrats. And
Good job.
Sean Matthews, good to see somebody pay attention. That is some serious observation skills right there. Congrats, Marco. Make sure that you add your email to the YouTube channel description so we can actually reach out to you. Oof. Imagine on that price action here on that wick, I would literally not have been filled by 1.5 points. That would have been almost worse.
Yeah, we got a random wick to the upside here. I mean, I would have
Yep.
been stopped out easily if I had just entered this trade, but still rejecting. It's still still going. I'm not going to re-enter this, but
Now it looks like a short to me, honestly.
yeah, now it looks like it wants to go. That's
Yep.
another thing about trading. Like, it's all about timing too. Like, you can have the right thesis, the right idea, but the timing of it is just not right, right? So that's one of the probably my most frustrating things about trading is seeing it work out later. And not saying that this will, but this has happened obviously on different occasions.
We get below 180 again on the U contract, I'm going to be eyeing something up. I'm not going to set that as a sell stop, but I want to see if we get to that area, my antenna are going to perk up a little bit. So I'm sorry, Miriam, I missed the answer. Would you look for a potential re-entry if we start pushing down a little bit?
So I don't think a re-entry is a bad idea. I just personally, when I take a trade like this, I typically wait a little bit more for more confirmation. So what I would probably look for is a re-entry at this 70 area, 170 area.
Okay.
So am I excited about it? No, especially since, you know, I'm up for the day. But this would be, if I hadn't taken that trade, this would be the entry that I'd be looking for. Is 22,170. And again, I'm looking at the June contract here. Let me just confirm real quick.
Bogey's asking about the 9 EMA. I don't use moving averages on my futures charts. I'll use them on stock charts if I'm planning, you know, anything there and for swings or my IRA. But I don't use. I just haven't found them as reliable. And that doesn't mean they're not. That doesn't mean they don't work for other people. But I don't use moving averages on my futures charts. So I'm actually going to set a sell stop here for 5 micros at 175.
Nice.
I'm getting in the entry maybe a little tight. 170 would probably be a safer entry. Probably going to set. Probably going to go about 20 handles on my stop loss. I'll see when I fill what kind of candle, if I fill, and what kind of candle. And I'm going to target the probably the just below the +1 standard deviation band, so probably 140. I'm a little loose, I think, on my profit target. My stop loss is going to be 195 if I fill, because the thought process there, if we go back up to 195, we're probably going to hit 200. Because I was looking at 200 as my initial stop. I don't generally set stops right at those particular areas. And again, if it pops up to 195, it's probably going to go to 200. So at that point, I might as well save myself the extra 5 points. I'm just going to end up risking a couple $100 to hopefully make a few $100.
Yeah, nice.
If we get back above 200 and I am not filled, I will pull the order. So again, this is 5 micro, smaller position size. If it fills, and especially if we run below 150, I just might let this thing go for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to tell you I would hold it all the way down to VWAP, but I don't know if I could hold it that damn long. That'd be a hell of a win.
Yeah, this level on the September contract, and I'm not looking at the September contract on my charts here, but this level, this 21,180 level, actually the same level that you're looking at, 21,175 area, is continuing to hold. So I think if we get a nice break, I would probably wait for the 70 or 72 area to break, but so far, you know, it looks like it kind of wants to go for it. Also, on my 15-minute chart of the June contract, we are starting to reject the top of this. It's not necessarily a supply zone. It's just an area of consolidation that we got back in really, it was like really last Thursday. So Thursday's high is so far rejecting. So if you were a contrarian trader, that could be a short that you would potentially take if you did take it with a really, really, really tight stop. That's something I would consider too. Obviously, I'm not in this trade, but if you were a contrarian trader, that's something you could consider. ES does look a little bit stronger. We are above this 60-50 level here currently. So if we continue holding the 60-50 level, I think we can get some room, more room to the upside. If we go back to SPX here, we are holding this gap. This gap has been filled. So very nice play here. If you guys took, I don't know if any options traders are in here, or you did trade ES in conjunction with this, congratulations, because this was a really clean move to fill the gap. Now we are holding this gap. So what I would be looking for ES is again holding that 60-50 level on the June contract. I'm sorry, this is the June contract here. So 60-50, 60-45, previous day high area, Friday's high essentially. So that's what I would be looking for. Otherwise, I feel like NASDAQ might be the one to try to push lower. And if so, I think could help. I mean, if you're a bear, it would help push ES back to the downside as well.
Yeah, and again, mine is set in the U contract, in the September contract. So just so everyone's aware. Got out of that stinky June contract today.
Stinky June.
Stinky June.
Hey, June.
Is that another one of your songs?
Yeah. Give me. You see, it's yeah. Give now. If I'd actually taken it edible, I probably could have come up with something very creative for that. Also, probably not appropriate for a professional level stream, but you know.
All good.
Where's your order sitting at?
My order's sitting at 5 micros, sell stop at 175.
Okay.
And again, I'm probably setting that a few handles tight. I probably should go wait for a little extra confirmation down to 170, but I want to be a little aggressive with it. Smaller position size, I have no problem being aggressive. 20 handles on fine, it's okay. Lose a couple hundred, it ain't the end of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Sorry, what were you about to say, Mary?
Oh, I was just asking if you're looking at anything.
No. I mean, I want to see the breakout of this consolidation because it's the TTV barcode in action right now.
What's new, right?
What's new? No, I'm actually glad I got out break even because I would be so pissed that I didn't hit TP. And I'm pretty sure because it wicked so fast that I would not have had time to adjust my stop into the profit. So I'm actually glad I got stop break even.
Yeah, it's always good to, you know, not let a green trade go red. I think that's something for me I've been more aware of for this market. I'm a lot more risk adverse in this market, so that's good. I think you managed that trade very well.
Thank you. I want to see Matt's trade play out.
Yeah.
Can you repeat again, Matt? I can't speak today. What would be your target on this?
I got to see how it fills first. If we just drift down and fill it, I might set a pretty tight target because that could.
Okay.
I would actually like to enter on a pretty strong downward candle. If we just sort of drift down and tap it, that probably sets me up to be stopped out very quickly. But if we can get some momentum to the downside, okay, I filled there. Yeah, I want to see some momentum to the downside. So I'm going to set my profit or my stop loss up at 195. I didn't really want to fill on a candle like this. I really wanted to fill with some downward momentum. And again, I set a very aggressive entry, guys.
Fair enough.
I'm going to set a target down here at 130, but I may drag it up. We'll see.
Friday Lover, we didn't talk about Nick's 9 to 5 before he got into trading. I never worked a 9 to 5, actually. I started my own video agency when I was in school. Oh, whatever that school is called in the American schooling system. It's probably, which is later, college or high school?
High school, then college.
High school and college. Okay, so
high school's like 15 to 18, college is like 18, 19 to 21, 22.
Okay, so I graduated from college, and while I was in college, I started my video agency, And then I did that for what's that, like 6 years. Then I sold that. Then I had a coaching company where I helped videographers build a video agency. But since the coaching market has transitioned into, into a place where a lot of coaches are literally just people who have no idea about what they're coaching. They just became a coach because it's an easy business model, is what they think. And so people got very cautious of coaching, and it's a very so many scammers in that business, and it's so unfortunate because coaching is super important. And I'm still vouching for all the coaches, and I'm still taking coaching myself all the time for various different things. But I just didn't want to be the coach anymore. And I also started trading like 5 years ago and really fell in love with it. And once I started to become profitable, I was like, hey, let me just do this full time, because this is way more fun, honestly. But yeah, I never worked in 9 to 5.
Well, you're like living everyone's dream. I feel like being able to say that they're, not part of the rat race, essentially.
So just to talk through this, guys, let's see where this candle closes. I really want this candle to close for me in the green. If so 55 to 57 is about the +1 standard dev. If the price action goes there, I will go risk off on the trade. I want to hold this for a bigger winner. I just don't know how confident I am, because we just can't seem to get that downward pulse. Now we may drift down 20, 30 handles. I'll take a little nice profit, but I was playing for a momentum break to the downside, sort of like the trade I made last week. But we'll see. 35 seconds left on this particular candle. If we can close near the low of this candle, I'm going to feel real good about this trade. If we close up near 180 or 185 in this candle, I'm probably setting up to be stopped out. But I just think it's a very good risk. This is, again, one of those trades, guys. I'm not as confident in terms of whether this trade will be a winner, but I feel good about the risk reward. I'm risking 20 handles to make at least probably 35 or 40. So not quite a 2-to-1, but it could be in that area. But based on this candle here, I think I'm setting up to get, it's going to turn into a green candle right at the close. I think I'm setting up to get stopped out here, but I'll take this trade 10 out of 10 times, guys. So 195 is the stop. So basically I'm risking about 200 to make about 380 to 450.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. There's also a good question for you in the chat, Miriam. Nomad Trader Rachel is asking, what's the fine line between not letting your green trade go red versus exiting too early?
That's a good question. Ooh, this one kind of depends on the trade. For me, I'm not gonna let, like, if I have a 20-point stop and I'm 20 points in the green, for me, it's probably okay if I get stopped out on something like that, just because it's, in my opinion, it's a 1-to-1 trade. But, if I'm like 40 plus points in the green and, I still have my break even, or I'm sorry, my stop at break even, or even, my stop is not in break even, is what I'm trying to say, then that to me sucks. That to me is like, I should have taken some off, which is why for me, I take profits on my trades. Like, it's very rare for me to take my full position off on the actual trade. So for example, if I'm on this last trade, I was 25 micros. So I took off half at my first take profit and then immediately moved to being in the green, because in my case, I'm like, well, I'm making money on this regardless. So it kind of makes it an easier trade to manage. Rather than like, if I get stopped out early, that to me is not so heartbreaking, because I can always get back into it, right? The alternative is I can always get back in, versus if I let a green
I'm out here, guys. I'm out.
All right.
Stopped out.
So if I let a green trade go red, it's just much more devastating than, being able to just break even and then re-enter. That's essentially the conversation I have with myself.
Got it.
All right, Drew, if you want to take my screen off here, I will get the P&L for that one. There we go.
Chat, how are we feeling about another marbles race? to cheer up Matt a little bit.
We still
I'm all right. That was, like I said, that's a Wait, what was it? It was $209.10. Oh, he's already got that. Okay, good. Thank you, background Nick. He's got his shit together. Oh, okay, yeah, you got that in the background. Got it. Yeah, and guys, I just, again, this was one of those. The thesis of the trade was, if we were to break through kind of this area here, 80 to 75, that we would get some downward momentum. It's listen, short and above +1 standard deviation or going long below -1. It's going to be a lower probability trade, but the risk reward can be on point, right? Because again, if you're 2-to-1 risk reward and you're winning 40% of the time, you're going to be profitable, let alone 50 or 60%. If you're doing 1-to-1, you have to be, you got to really, if 1-to-1, you need to be 55 to 58 to be making good money. Although technically just over 50%, you would be profitable. So honestly, guys, that's been most of the trades that I've taken since we've been live have been lower probability trades, but higher risk reward. And that just seems to be kind of what the market's given us right now. But I'm not going to sit and let this thing run up to 210, 215, 220. Again, I was basically risking about $200 to make in the 350 to 400 range. So you're looking about 1.5 to 1, 2 to 1. I'll take those trades every day of the week and twice on Sunday if the markets were open.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Let's this area here on the Nasdaq.
Yeah, now it's dropping. Let's actually get to 700 likes, guys, for that giveaway. And then if we hit 700, we're gonna do it at let's say 11:15. Okay, so make sure to smash that like button right now, so we can do another giveaway at 11:15, or maybe 11:10, so we can still go through the live leaderboard and everything after.
Nice. Yeah, we're really just ranging here. Nothing really much happening, guys.
Mm-hmm.
See. Biblical, do you ever look at gold as inverse to NQ? No, I don't personally. I do not. Do you guys, Mary and Matt?
I don't actually. I know a lot of gold traders, but I do not.
No, I don't look at it as an inverse. Oh, it's a great question Sigs has there. Do you guys feel like you have to take a trade because of the stream? I'll answer, and then let's pass this around because I'm very curious to the. Yeah. So, in the large part, no, I don't. And credit to the behind the scenes Tradeify team that have never put pressure on us to take trades just for the sake of taking trades, right? Mm. Now that being said, you guys are here for information and entertainment, and I think that over the course of 3 hours, most of us, most days we should be taking at least one. In all honesty, the price action has not been the best. We've joked about the barcoding out, but that really has been a thing. So it is a balancing act. And so I can answer that question. Do I feel like we have to? No. Do I feel a little extra pressure? Yes. And that's okay. As long as I'm not, taking trades that go against my trading plan. As you saw just on this one, I may be a little more aggressive, and that's okay. But we also, guys, we need to lead by example, right? We can't sit here taking trades just for the sake of taking trades, because then we're setting a bad example. And listen, I know there's especially on other shows in similar fields, there's always that conspiracy. Oh, they're taking trades just making sure to take bad trades so people bottom out and they can reset. No, nobody's doing that. That conversation has never been had. Like I said, I will give credit to Brett and the behind the scenes team. They've told us just do what you do, be yourselves, be authentic, and the rest will come. So yeah, no. So the answer is mostly no, but a little bit of yes. But at the same time, we're not going to we'll bend a little here or there, but we're never going to break rules or guidelines or anything like that just for the sake of taking a trade. So Nick, I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's kind of what I'm, my answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, especially in the beginning when we started, I did feel a bit of pressure to take trades, especially because obviously the stream is more engaging and more interesting when we take trades. I'm fully aware of that. Now it's less of that. It's still a bit of pressure, if I'm fully 100% honest. Still a bit of pressure because I want you guys to see us trade. I want you guys to see us take wins. I want you guys to see us take losses and how we manage it. So yes, but I'm still holding myself back. For example, today I could have entered 3 trades already. I only entered 1 where I was fully convinced. So I am taking setups, but I also talk myself out of trades, like Matt said very nicely in the beginning of the stream. But yeah, there is a bit of pressure, but I think over time that will also fade. What about you, Mary?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of a new environment for all 3 of us, and we're all kind of used to trading in our own certain ways. You know, for me, I had my little routine, and I'm a creature of habit when it comes to my trading. And so for me, you know, I'm the type of person that I don't like having music on. I don't have having a lot of distractions when I trade, and this is quite the different environment than what I'm used to. But at the same time, you know, like Nick and Matt said, I think you guys hit it on the head. We're not here to just like, you know, there's no style points in trading, right? Like we're not here to just like put on a trade and look great, right? Like this is the reality of trading. And you know, you guys have seen the emotional side. You probably haven't seen a lot of what it really looks like, but you know, there are a lot of sides to trading, and I think that's something we really want to be as transparent as possible about with you guys, and you know, walk through our setups. And the nice thing, I think the other side to this is like, there are certain things that you and Nick, both you, Matt and Nick, see things that I don't see, right? And vice versa. So I think having it's kind of like our little community, our little team, and you guys always shout things out in the chat too that are always helpful of looking at. So you know, it's kind of like this group effort of working with each other to talk through our trades, to talk about why we entered a trade. Oh wait, here I see this level. Be careful on this level. You know, so it's having that aspect to it that also helps, you know, in relation to that. So there's a dichotomy there, but it's also, you know, it's great just being on here and being able to walk you guys through what we're thinking.
Now, actually, I got a bone to pick with something you just said there, Miriam.
Oh God, here we go.
Be nice.
Okay, you said we're not just here to take trades and we look good every day.
I'm saying we don't have to try to look good.
Okay, all right. Thank you for the clarification there. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yes, no, we are here to look good. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
man.
Some of us. Just kidding.
Not gonna mention names. All right, guys, we're 1 like short of 700. So get it to 700 so we can do the next marbles race. But before we actually do the next marbles race, what I would like to give credit to are our top live traders here at Tradeify. So I'm gonna go through the top 5 live funded payouts from last week. We have some big winners in here. We had PW cash out $40,000. We had Sergey P $10,000 cash out last week. Then we had Mobtil H with $6,980 cash out. Then we had Kietil, I think. Kietil? Yeah, probably. 6K payout. And then Anchal with a 5K payout. Congratulations to all you guys. You absolutely crushed it. I also want to go over the top 10 of all time. Currently, all top 10 leaders. The top 10 leaderboard. I have to always increase my screen size here a little bit so I can see it. In the top spot, we still got PW, Patrick Wieland, with a total bag of 179. We have Moretta still in second place with 167. We have Mohammed D with 151. We have Sergey, also he was on the top 5 payouts last week with 148K. Then Richard C with 146K. Xing Hua with 136K. Victor O with 131. Then Anchal with 123, Kevin W with 120, and Mohit C with 120K. These guys are absolutely crushing it. You can see all their stats here. You can see their win rates. You can see their current live account. You can see their live payouts. And guess what? You can be on this leaderboard too. You can be a live trader at Tradeify. Simply what you got to do is trade very well with your sim, like with your funded accounts, and then get into live by trading well. And then once you're in there, we don't just want you to get to live, we want you to stay in live. And that's why we have Coach Tank, who is coaching you for free once you are a live trader. And he will actually be on tomorrow as a guest on Tradeify TV. So stay tuned for that as well. Now, who's ready for a marbles race?
Oh,
yeah, let's do it.
Nice transition there.
Nice. Nice. All right, guys, as usual, today we're going to do another 100K straight to funded account. You got to type the keyword once I give it to you, only once in the chat. And do not do it twice, do not do it 3 times, because you're going to get disqualified. And the rest is just luck. So good luck. The keyword is live trader, in honor of our great live traders here at Tradeify. Live trader, all in one word, no space in between. I'm not going to enter this time.
I was gonna ask.
We should always enter. Just be faster than everybody. That would be mean though, since it's limited to only 300 people.
I feel like if you won, we'd have to just like give away 3 at that point. Just
and then we 3 win. Imagine. Oh, 3 of us, 1, 2, and 3. We all win.
Not rigged at all. Not rigged at all.
I mean, the chances are there. They're just very, very slim, but they're there. So
I'm loving some of these comments that came out before we gave this giveaway out. Some people really love the support here that we're getting from people.
Yeah, 100%.
So thank you guys for vibing with us every single day. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it.
Make sure to tell your friends if you're in a Discord or any sort of trading community. Make sure you tell your friends about this show. You know, we do best, guys, with word of mouth. You know, we haven't done any like active promotion of this show outside of just, you know, ours and Tradeify social media. So we're trying to grow this as much organically as we can, because that's the best growth that there is. So if you enjoy this show, and I know a lot of you do, please tell one person about it, or even just shout us. If you got I don't care if you got 4 followers on Twitter, just give us a tag, shout us out, and say hello.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what we should do one time, guys? I'm going to say this on stream just to really put our admin in a bind. We should do something where the keyword is a 3-word phrase, and each one of us puts 1 word out on social media.
That works.
Mm-hmm. It will work.
Yeah, I like it. I can get with that.
B. Westbrook saying, seriously, you guys have good chemistry. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We do enjoy the show. Like, at least I do. I don't know about you guys, Matt and Marion, but I enjoy being here. So I enjoy doing this with you guys.
We should clip this part and then clip back to him just F-bombing everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't stand either of you motherfuckers, so I don't know.
This would be such a funny clip, honestly. That's a great
That
one.
would be hilarious.
I
love this show. You know what? Fuck you. Oh, that's great.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lord.
Nice. All right. I think we're ready for the marbles. Let's pull it up.
Let's do it.
Let's pull it up and get some action.
Nice.
All right. Do the countdown.
All right. Man. We are ready to go here for the 3rd and final marble race for Monday, June 16th here live on Tradeify TV. And let's count it down in 3, 2, 1, and they're off.
Is that like a water park?
This is.
At least we're not in a unicorn's rectum on this one.
Well, wait for it, Matt. Wait for it.
Yeah, Tradeify will be live tomorrow with 3 new hosts.
That's awesome.
If one of us isn't here anymore, you know, Brett didn't find it funny.
Yeah. Which that would be hard to believe. Brett's got some good sense of humor on him.
Yeah, honestly, like, and this is not to just say that, but Brett is one of the funniest persons I know. Like, he has such a great sense of humor.
He's still like nonchalant about it too.
Yep. All right, here comes the drop. Whee!
Ooh, that looks. My stomach is getting the butterflies just looking at that.
So many drops. Whee!
I'm not sure if this is the best or worst show we've done. I think it's one or the other. Maybe it's both. I don't know.
Let the crowd decide. We got a winner. We got a winner here.
Greed?
Greed 124.
Greed is the winner. That's an interesting sentence to say out loud.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Too greedy. That guy was too greedy. Congrats. You won 100K straight to funded account. Make sure to put your email in the channel description, the YouTube channel description, and make sure to type something in the chat so we see you claiming that win. Ooh, that would have been my TP here.
That's
and
awesome.
we are shooting towards high a day here in the markets. Just had a breakout above 220 here on the U contract. Boy, what a pop there.
What a move.
My trades, imagine if I would have stuck to my trade, this would have been crazy because it would not have stopped me out because of what was that, like 0.25 0.25 and then it would have filled me on my TP. That would have been a crazy one to hold. Imagine.
Yeah. It's always like that in hindsight. You look at it, you're like, why did I exit this trade? And then
Oh no, I'm happy about exiting it, honestly. This would have been nerve-wracking. Imagine, like, if we go to my charts really quick here, look at this. I mean, I exited here at 10:36. But then, are we on my charts? No, I don't think so, right? Are we? Oh, we are. Yeah, sorry. So I exited at 10:36. But then if I would have held, look at this, I would have missed TP by 1 point. Then I would have not been stopped out by 1 tick.
Wow.
And then I would have hit TP. What a roller coaster. Imagine.
What?
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm happy I was out.
That's always gratifying though when you see, like a 1 tick sort of like you didn't get stopped out by 1 tick. That's happened to me. It's very rare that happens, but it's always like super satisfying. So you're like, ooh.
Yeah. Whenever that happens, a friend of mine that I trade with, whenever that happens, we call ourselves the GOAT of stop loss.
I like it. Well, congrats to everyone who won today. We had some fun marble races. I know we didn't start off with a marble race, but I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys really like these marble races and just understand this is all for fun. This is all by chance. If you didn't see your name pop up or if you didn't, get to enter, whatever it is, like don't beat yourself up, but you know what to do next time. You better show up in the chat next time. Be ready to join these marble races because who knows what creatures' insides we could be in next time.
Yeah,
and
who knows tomorrow.
James says, congrats to everyone who won except for the guy who won but didn't show up. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah, got to be present, guys. Got to be present.
Man.
Oh, man.
Well, interesting. Yeah, interesting move we're getting in the markets here. Just kind of like I said, the slow grind up. Same sentiment I've had since the beginning of today. Caught a quick scalp to the downside, but bulls are really strong here. Bulls are really strong. We made this push on the June contract to this 22,000 area on the NASDAQ. This 60-50 area on ES is still in play. Now it's going to be looking at that 60-55 to get above, which we keep getting the buying pressure on the NASDAQ. So I think we will eventually break this area and make new highs here. But so far, for me, I'm kind of good for the day. I'm not really looking to trade anything here. What about you, Nick and Matt?
No, me neither. Like I'm just, unless I would see a perfect bull flag setup now, but I don't think so. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I'm open to it. I'm definitely would not be going short up here. Would probably be looking a little more for a long. But again, it's all about value and where's the opportunity to catch 30, 40, 50 points. If I don't see at least 30 to 40 points available on an NQ chart, I'm not trading it because there's not the risk reward just isn't going to be there. Especially when our 5-minute ATR is 23. That's a nice level, so I can set my stop loss. I said it at 20 earlier. That's about where I typically would. So I'm not opposed to it, but Yeah. We'll see what happens. But again, guys, just a kind of reminder, we've got some economic news tomorrow, a lot on Wednesday, and FOMC and Chairman Powell's press conference. And then that afternoon could be just the most insane trading we've had in a while, because it goes off a cliff into Thursday where the markets are closed for Juneteenth. So, and then Friday's open could be fun on this show, guys. We'll be back for that. Obviously, we don't have a stream on Thursday because the markets are closed. As entertaining as we are, it's always better for us to be on as we go into a normal market day. But yeah, I would just say be careful, guys. I think you've seen on this stream today, we've all taken a small shot. Worked out for Miriam. Didn't Miriam's back probably hurts from carrying carrying the stream and the trading today. But take some. This is not a day to take big losses, guys. It's just not. And especially like when we're taking trades that are a little bit against the grain and a little bit against the momentum. Again, that has to be the mentality. You're right or you're right out. So again, guys, we're going back to the question about people asking, do we feel pressured? I will say this, regardless of when we're in a trade or not, showing you how we manage them and talking through it, and I always like, guys, and I always like when I can talk through a trade with you guys before I even enter, which we were able to do today. Sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes we see an opportunity, it pops up quickly, we get into the trade. But anytime we can kind of, whether it's right when we're in the trade or before, have an opportunity to talk through it is something that I think we can lead by example. Again, guys, and I saw the comment about bringing in some of the live traders to share strategies. That's something we'll certainly talk about. Again, it has to be somebody who's willing to share their strategy. Some people are, some people aren't. It's always great when we can help each other out, but that's certainly not mandatory. And also, guys, keep in mind, I can tell you this from personal experience, strategy jumping in your first year is common, and it happens a lot. But at the same time, you can be, I promise you guys, they've done studies on this. You can be handed a great strategy and a very profitable strategy tomorrow. If you don't have the mental chops to trade it, or the ability to recognize when a trade is going for you or against you, or what the setup is, and get in and out accordingly, and especially manage the trade, whether actively or passively. If you can't do all of that, guys, it doesn't matter what the strategy is. So please, if you're early in your career, please do not make the mistake of thinking you're one strategy away from consistent profitability. You're one strategy and a positive trading mindset away from profitability. So don't lose sight of that. And I would argue the latter is even more important than the former.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's huge. I mean, you see a lot of, open discords for traders that are trading, and just people willing to just jump in and take signals. And I mean, it really comes down to, can you fish for yourself? Because God forbid something happened to that trader, right? And they're not around anymore. What are you going to do? Right? You have to be able to fend for yourself at the end of the day, and understand that, like, you can copy someone's strategy. You can, you can do everything you can to be like that person. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be like them, and that's okay, because we're not trying to be like everyone else. We're trying to be our own person, and we all learn from each other. And trading is a community sport. It's a sport. It's an extreme sport, but we're all here to be together and just learn together and root for each other. That's another thing. Like, don't stop turning down other traders and trying to talk them down. We're all here to win. Like, if you see a trader that made a good trade and is up for the day, congratulate them. That your day is also coming too, if you're not there yet. But just understand, like, we're all doing our best here. So as we're getting this downside move, guys, we are moving to the downside.
Yeah, where the fuck was this an hour ago?
Well, Baron Say was speaking, so market is going to move down.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Exactly. Maybe.
All right, guys. So we are coming to the end of today's episode of Tradeify TV. Boy, this was a day. I had a lot of fun with you guys today. Had a lot of fun with the chat. You guys, as always, bringing the fantastic questions, the funny comments, and the community we're building is because of you, not because of us. So I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you that show up to the stream every single day. Again, your homework assignment: go tell somebody about it today. Somebody in real life, somebody in a Discord. It doesn't matter. Go tell them about Tradeify TV and tell them to come check it out. We do have Coach Tank tomorrow. Could not be more excited for that. I'm not sure the exact time. We'll let you know as the stream starts. But guys, that's it for me. Let's kick it around the horn to say our goodbyes. Nick, you're up next.
Yeah, let's do it. Again, I'm just going to repeat what Matt said. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the regulars for showing up daily. Thank you so much for the new people showing up for the first time, or even the irregulars checking in from time to time. You guys are amazing. Your sense of humor is great. Like you asking really, really good questions in the chat is awesome. So I'm happy to be here every single day for you guys. I hope my trading helps you get better at your trading. I hope the answers to your questions help you. So with that being said, I want to end the stream with our one and only Matcha Mommy straight hair curly, not curly trader.
We'll figure out something for that later. But yes, as always, guys, thank you guys for joining today. And if you haven't already, please like this episode and subscribe to our channel. It does help us get the word out there and provide more value to you. So as usual, make sure you are practicing gratitude today. Make sure you are doing something that is not trading related, and make sure that you tell someone you love them and that you care for them. And as always, we will see you tomorrow bright and early, 8:30 Eastern. Now, go be great. We'll see you then.
Over now.